Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Survivors Complex. We have most of a whole crew here today. Unfortunately, at this morning, our beloved Sadel woke up feeling a bit under the weather, and he will not be able to join us. But we finally have Sarah back, so that means Lil is back in action after having recovered from a incredibly long bout of seasickness. Um, we will deal with that when the time comes. Otherwise, let's see. Announcements coming up. No Valandor this week. We do have the next session of Wonder World that is coming up on the 12th. So we're excited for that. Still about 2 weeks out, but I'm ready to get back into that. I think a couple here are going to be joining us as well. So excited to see that, how that turns out. Any other announcements or anything else, Savannah?
Yeah, I actually have a couple of announcements.
Go ahead.
Well, first and foremost, I'll go ahead and say this at the beginning of the game too. If you like our character art that is down there under all of our faces, that's mine right there that I'm pointing to. Julie has opened commissions. So if you like our art and you would like art of your character or yourself or anything else like that, let us know and we'll put you in contact with her. Support an artist, get some awesome art out of it.
I think we've all shared the link to her.
Yeah, we've probably all retweeted it at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and retweet the one that was on Survivor Complex, just so it's out and there.
So check out the Survivor Complex Twitter for the link to her commission information. And then the other announcement is that it's our super awesome stream birthday weekend this weekend, because Sean and Dylan and Alex all have birthdays this weekend. And I have an awesome special stream surprise for our DM's birthday that I've been holding on to for a friggin' month. So I hope you all really enjoy it. You should be. So all of you at home can see this, and everyone else has seen it. Sean can't see it right now because he can't see the stream or the overlays, but he was the only one of us who didn't have his own piece of original art, and so I had one commissioned for him, and I'm going to send it to you, and then I will show it to all of you wonderful people on the stream. If you'll give me just a second to get all my files open.
You did not.
No, I'm lying. Hang on. So many things at once.
Clearly, I need to start having the stream open.
Boom! There it is.
That is awesome.
It's a Kraken King. So our awesome friend Katarina painted this for me and for Sean for his birthday. You have seen her art before. She did all the character portraits for Valandor, and Kyle's gonna post the link to her Twitter in the Twitch chat, and her portfolio and everything is also on our Twitch front page. So if you just scroll down a little bit to the section that says art, you can check out all of her awesome art. But thank you, Katarina, for painting this, and thank you for not saying anything about it or posting about it for a literal month. You're the greatest. It's beautiful, and happy birthday.
Well, thank you. I guess thank you, Savannah, for getting this for me. Love you. Thank you, Sarah, for putting it in the overlay, and thank you, Katarina, for making this. I'll definitely, once I have some time to after the game, I'll share it on my Twitter.
And thank you, everyone else, for not spilling the beans. We have a secret Discord group that you're not in.
Yeah, that's pretty typical for us.
So yeah.
All right. I don't know what to say. Now I'm all thrown off. I feel like this is just a plot to get me to not kill you guys at the beginning of this game.
We win!
All right.
So happy birthday.
Well, and happy birthday to
happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Alex as well. later this week. I know it's kind of like middle of the week from our sessions, but we'll say it again next week too. And then Dylan, sorry he couldn't be here, buddy, but we'll celebrate next Saturday as well. Any other secret announcements or anything that I need to know about? No?
Nothing you need to know about.
Just the assassins, but we'll talk about that later.
Well, my door is closed, so that'll protect me.
Get him, Copper!
Well, Copper's already behind you, so...
Oh, God. All right. I need to get this back on the rails. All right. So, I think that's all that I have, definitely. I guess we should go ahead and get into our recap and start the game. Everybody ready to go? Yeah? Okay. So, last time on Survivors Complex, the crew had been traveling through the Sundered Deep on the southern reaches of the Growldar continent, making their way en route to Port Onryx. You had an encounter with a war zone, kind of the front lines of the battle between Ondakir and the Northern Alliance. As you ventured through these war-torn waters, seeing the remnants of ships, watching the battle take place between the overwhelming forces of Ondakir and the Vrandalian fleets, with the aid of the dead pirates. You came across a bit of wreckage and began to pull bodies from the water. It was at that point that you saw a fully armored figure that you pulled from the briny depths and discovered a warforged by the name of Freeman, who joined your adventuring crew for a short time. He seemed to want to make his way back to the front lines, back to the battle. However, resigned himself to coming with you to Port Onryx. After a few more months of travel, some of you falling prey to seasickness along the way, you finally arrived as the winter months approached and the sky became gloomy and overcast, and small crystalline snowflakes began to cascade down from the heavens. You arrived in this region of the divide that Port Onryx rests within. As there you approach the city, the twin cliff faces forming this narrow chasm upon which a series of bridges and platforms suspended the entire city up to the tops of the cliff faces. You were shown around by Den, who introduced some of you to the city for the first time, being her hometown. You had your first encounter with the popular inn, Ava's Ale House. You met Mad Eye Ava, Mad Eye Voss for the first time. You decided to try your luck at the fighting pits. Den and Freeman putting on a wonderful show for all of the port who were gathered there. You also, some of you, or I think most of you, traveled to the Bed of the Gods, a religious sanctum within Port Onryx, where you met the elven mystic Reverie. And afterwards, and after having your fight at the pits, you heard that there had been some trouble up at Madame Ava's, and decided to make your way to check on her, Den, you being most concerned for her. As you made your way to the ale house, you saw that it was darkened, the windows and doors were closed shut. You were able to communicate and get Madame Ava to let you in. And as she did, she showed you, or sort of regaled to you, the reason why she was concerned. She told you of a letter that she had received, and she shared this with you from a strange figure from her past, or representing a strange and troublesome time from her past. A threatening letter which said that the winds of vengeance were coming for her. She told you of a story in which she had encountered during her life as a pirate a ship captained by a man named with the noble surname Hound, that she had attacked and sunk that ship during her time in Roran in a rather brutal conflict, and that that moment of her life still haunted her to this day. It was at that point in which you heard some noise coming from the upper levels of the alehouse, and the three figures began to descend down these steps, hooded and cloaked in shadow. They asked you to leave. You declined. And as the central figure lowered his hood, you saw white skin, dark brownish hair, kind of saturated and almost matted from brine and salt water, and glowing red sockets where his eyes would be. And at that point, he lunged towards you, and that's where we ended our last session, where we pick up here in a moment. Because before that, we have Lil, as you begin to wake from your fitful sleep that you've been sort of plagued with for the past few weeks. The nausea sort of washing over you. You open your eyes. You hear the creaking of the ship around you, its gentle rocking as it rests in the harbor. A single dimly lit lantern hangs and creaks as it swings back and forth on the top of, or on the ceiling of the cabin that you find yourself sleeping in. You wake, you feel better than you have before. The sickness seeming to have passed for the most part. When you look around, it's dark. Small port window that you have in your cabin, no lights coming in from it. You can see a gentle bit of moonlight kind of cresting the ocean waves. But it's rather quiet, with just a few footsteps sounding from the top deck.
Okay. Well, can I reach the swaying lantern?
Probably not, without some clever use of furniture.
Okay. So I'm assuming I'm waking up, for lack of a better term, pretty much like I'm hungover. Like it's just been a bad couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's hungover. You don't immediately feel like you're going to vomit though, so that's better than it has been.
Okay. I get up and gear up, do my normal stuff, and then and go and see who's up and around.
Okay. You make your way out of the cabin, down the length of the ship towards the galley, and make your way up the stairs to the main deck. As you reach the top deck, you feel the cool ocean air washing over you, helping you feel a little bit better, more stabilized. You look around. There are probably 3 or 4 people on the deck right now. Not too many. The ship is currently moored in the harbor. There are a few people making their way around the harbor as well, carrying torches and lanterns. It's peaceful. You do see the only figure you really recognize right now, currently in your vicinity. You see the first mate, Damien Hurst, standing near the helm of the ship. You also hear on the other side of the ship, near the armory, you can hear a ting, ting, and you can look that way and you can see a bit of light emanating from the cracked open door, from where Holly and possibly Saddle could be.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the first mate first.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna assume we made it to port.
He looks down in your direction and says, yes, we've been here for better part of a day now. You're really out of it, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm feeling better, though. I think.
Well, I'm sure that they'll have something to eat down there. Just ask for Erwin if you need anything. Your friends left a while ago, from what I hear. But glad to see you on your feet.
Thanks. Can I? You're good at maps and stuff, right? Like, you get to be the first mate. You gotta know this stuff, right?
I'd say that I'm fairly decent navigator.
Okay. Well, so I have this book, and it's got this chain of islands, and I'm trying to locate where those islands are. Would you be willing to take a look at it and tell me if you recognize it?
I can try.
Okay.
And I dig in my backpack and I dig out Gam's book and hand it to him.
Okay. He takes it and looks around. There's a lantern hanging on the side of the ship, and he walks over that way. He flips open the pages, flips to the one that has the wine stains on it, and the stained map. Looks it over, turns it. Well, it doesn't jump out to me as familiar at first glance. I'd have to compare it to some of our maps in my quarters. Can I hold on to this for a while?
Yeah, just don't lose it. My great grandmother gave it to me, and it's special. I'm just trying to figure out what it means.
He says, I'll take good care of it. And he takes it and tucks it into his pouch on his side and says, "No worries. I'll look it over when I'm off duty and see if I can compare it to some maps that I have. It could be a number of places, but we have mapped out most of the island chains from Roran to south of Valeforge. So if it's navigated, I'll know where it is."
Okay, well, thank you. I think I'll go and see if Sidel's still on the ship, or say hi to Holly, and then I'll go find my friends. Thanks.
All right. He goes back towards the helm. You make your way down the steps over towards the armory. You push open the door. As it creaks open, you can see Holly is currently standing over the workbench, and she has a large, thin piece of metal that she's currently hammering into a kind of a U-like shape. She looks up as you enter, and you can see across the room, sitting on the floor, Sadel is there, and he has diagrams and papers kind of spread out in front of him, and he's currently marking out with charcoal. As you walk in, they both wave towards you, and Sadel calls out and says, "Lilibet, glad to see you're feeling better."
Yeah, not sure how long it's gonna stick, but I think it's time for me to get off this boat.
Well, I'd imagine so. You should get on some solid land. That might help you a bit.
Yeah. Do you know where everybody is?
I'm not sure exactly. The last I heard, they were heading up towards, I want to say a bar, a tavern, an ale house or something. They mentioned that last time.
Sounds about right. Okay, well, Holly, you know this place. Any bars or taverns that maybe Den would go to first or would frequent?
Hold on one second. We are getting an echo right now. Let's see.
Is it when I talk?
No, it's when I'm talking. I don't know where it's coming from exactly. Anyone who has Twitch open, just make sure you have it muted. Okay. Testing. Nope, I'm still hearing you. That is the weirdest thing. Okay, we'll just press on. Just if you're not talking, make sure you got yourself muted. Sounds like it stopped.
I was about to say I'm not hearing it at all my end.
Okay,
So.
it might be coming from your end for some reason. It sounds like it stopped though, so I think we're okay.
It's because you
Yeah,
pointed
it
it
sounded
out.
like it stopped. Yeah.
I know. Holly looks up, kind of wipes the sweat from her brow, and says, "Oh yeah, if they were going to the bar, they'd be up at Ava's Ale House. That's pretty much the only place to go here. It's kind of a hike. If you head up the ramps, up towards the top platforms of the city, you'll find it. It's hard to miss."
Okay. Anything I should be worrying about around here?
No, not that I can think of. Everyone in the city. Well, I mean, keep an eye on your pocket, on your coin purse. But otherwise, you should be good.
Okay, thanks.
And don't make too much eye contact that I made either. So that probably is a good thing too. And you know what? Just go straight there. Don't really walk into any strange places. It'll say Madam. It will say Ava's Ale House out front. So just go in there. Don't go in anywhere else. You don't want to walk in. Just be careful. You'll be fine. It's a safe place, really.
Okay. Well, hopefully my face will scare him off, but my size may not. So, who knows?
Yeah, you'll be okay.
Okay.
So I take off and go in the direction she pointed me.
Okay.
And I totally am like, I'm walking around with my warhammer, like Lil trying to be a badass.
As you step down the gangplank and make your way across the docks towards the ramps and staircases that wind and serpentine their way up the cliffs. You pass by a number of shops along the way, all of them, most of them with darkened windows. You can see clusters of drunken sailors and pirates meandering and swaggering their way down the planks. As you make your way up, go to make me a perception check.
First roll in 3 weeks almost. Let's see how this goes. 19?
19. Not bad. As you make your way up, spidering your way across the bridges, there's a pretty strong wind that pushes through this cavern, and you grip onto the sides of the rope bridge as it sways underneath you. As you look down, you can see that there is a pretty dense fog rolling in from the ocean, and it kind of washes over the boats out in the harbor. You can just see the masts sort of sticking up, and you can see the fog sort of hits the bottom and then begins to build and push up into the rest of the chasm. It's cool. It's not. It sort of begins to muffle the sounds around you, provide this sort of eerie echo, muffled echo from all sides. As you glance out towards the ocean, you can see the dark shape of a ship pushing its way in from the distance, making its way in towards the harbor. It's shrouded by the mist and the fogs. As you stare at it, you can't get a decent look. But it looks like it comes to rest just maybe half a mile or a quarter of a mile off from the port.
Can I notice any distinguishing features or anything?
Like I said, it's pretty shrouded from it. It's a fairly large vessel.
How many masts?
3 or 4, the best you can tell. Given your time on ships, it looks like a carrack in design. It's fairly large, like trader's vessel, the best you can tell from the shape. As you stare down towards it, though, you can see a cluster of some people making their way towards the harbor. Also seem to notice the ship. You then hear a muffled sound, this kind of thum, thum. And you see an explosion of splinters and wood from a hut about 50 feet below you as it almost explodes from the impact, sending shatterings of rock and stone and wood across the buildings behind it. You hear screams and panic as this happens, and then followed by another this one about 50 feet to your right and 25 feet up hits the side of the wall, shattering the rocks and sending large boulders almost crashing down to the planks below. The whole structure sort of shakes and vibrates as this happens.
And she goes running towards Madame Ava's and like screaming as she's running down the street going, "The port's under attack!"
Okay. As you go rushing up the steps up towards the alehouse, the rest of you hear the distant explosions and screaming and panic echoing from below as the three figures step towards the center of the alehouse, the one removing his the hood of his cloak, pulling his blades out and rushing towards you. So at this point, I'm going to need everyone, except for Lil at this exact moment, to roll initiative. Don't know if Freeman's rolled. Oh, there it is. Okay. So as the central figure, his head kind of tilted back, pulls out his blades and begins to lunge towards you all with a snarl. Lucius, you are first.
Cool. So, let's see. Within range of 60 feet. Where am I? There you go. So, cool. Do they look humanoid to me?
Yeah, they look like people.
Cool. I'm going to use hold person on this guy. Oh, hold on that guy, and because I have to use it as a 4th level, I get one more person. So the main leader and then that person. That one.
Make an Arcana check.
Ooh, that's something new. $14?
Okay. The one in the center, you've seen his face now.
Mm-hmm.
The glowing eyes. He has a humanoid form. You're pretty sure he's probably not still human.
Okay. That's good to know.
The other two, you haven't seen their faces yet. They're still kind of shrouded by their cloaks, so you're not sure about them. But.
Okay, well, I don't want to waste that since I only have. I only have a few things to do, unfortunately. So. Okay, so I'm going to unleash my vapor puppet.
Okay.
Because I want him there. And I think that's really all I can do at this point, because I'm pretty... Yeah, I'm pretty far back. That's okay. Vapor Puppet would be in front of me. So that's all I'm going to do at this point, since if I know the one is not humanoid, trying to figure some stuff out.
Okay. So yeah, you assess the situation. You go to cast a spell and you think better of it. Instead, you focus down at the wristband that you wear, the smoke emanating off of it, and it kind of and forms into the black, misty figure of your vapor puppet. All right, Star, it's your turn.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just gonna hop up onto this table. And I will just do a dagger at this one right here.
All right. Getting flashbacks to the last time you hopped up on a table in this game.
First one, 26 to hit.
Ooh, yeah, that hits.
So that one is 6 piercing damage. And where's my offhand? 15 to hit.
15 hits.
That is an extra 1 point of piercing damage.
Okay.
So 7 in total.
All right, 7 points of damage. You hurl the 2 daggers. Shoot, shoot, shoot. They both sail through the air and impact the sort of center mass of this person standing there. As they hit, the figure doesn't seem to move. Like they'd sink in, because you see the dark hood kind of turn itself in your direction. Seems to have an impact, but not as much as you hoped.
Okay. Do I have time to say anything at this point after
Sure.
noticing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just shout out to everyone. Try and use magic. After
Okay.
seeing that. What else is there to try? That's my turn.
Den, it is your turn.
Okay. Alright, take out the flail of devastation. I will look towards my buddy, Freeman, and I will just say, "You up for another round?" I'll use my bonus action to do a 3rd level healing word on him.
Okay. Go and roll healing on that.
It's 10.
10.
It's not very good.
He looks up to you as you do that. He says, "Always." As he pulls out his weapon as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go charging past Squiggles. Through Squiggles. Is he like a ghost? Can I run through him?
Sort of, yeah.
I charge through him. And
You go
up
straight through the
to-
black smoke.
can I get to him? Yeah. To the guy in the middle. And I
Yeah.
will use an action to swing the flail.
All right.
13.
13 just hits.
So 6 bludgeoning damage.
All right. You bring up your flail. Is that it for your turn or anything else?
Yeah,
All right,
that's
you
all I
bring up your
got.
flail, whip it around, smack him across the face with it. You can feel or see kind of the flesh ripping as it happens. His head yanks to the side. As that happens, given it's his turn now, he looks back up towards you, and you watch as the whole jaw kind of, and the skin seems to heal over. He is then going to retaliate back at you. My thing is not letting me scroll. Come on. Technical difficulties. Okay, there we go. First time he goes to actually just takes his fist and kind of punches out in your direction. That is going to hit you with a 23 for 14 points of bludgeoning damage as he just whacks you in the face. You feel yourself kind of stagger backwards as he goes and does an uppercut with the short sword that he has in his hand as well. Second attack. This one, however, misses. Kind of scrapes across your armor. You see the sparks flying as the blade cuts into the air. He is then going to immediately look away from you. And he will provoke an attack of opportunity. He goes 5, 10, 15, and begins to push his way around and past the tables, keeping his eyes intent on Mad Eye, who's currently behind the bar. Yeah. 8. You swing and just whoosh passes just behind him as he moves fairly quickly across the tavern floor. Is now Freeman's turn. Freeman obviously standing there is to defend Ava Voss. He is going to step up towards her and will take his first attack with his greatsword. That's an 18, so that will hit. I'll go on and roll both. And a 15, which will also hit for 27 points of damage. He slashes twice across the form. As he does, you can see where he's cutting through. Yes, that's my cat trying to open the door. You can see where he is cutting through the armor and into the flesh of this figure standing. Just flat out open the door. The figure standing before him, but the blade doesn't seem to cut quite as deep as he would hope. And the figure seems largely unfazed by the attacks. It is now the other two's turn. They very quickly go darting across the tavern floor, one of them leaping up onto the table next to you, Star, the other one lunging towards you, Den. You see their hoods kind of flap back as they do, and both of them lunge in your direction going and you see fanged teeth flashing in the dim tavern light. The first attack against you, Star, is going to miss. The second one is also going to miss as they slash out with you with clawed hands. You see long fingernails curving down and then slashing in your direction. Den, two of them, 2 attacks towards you as well. Miss. They can't hit anything. Slashing at your shield as you're holding up, you hear feel them slamming down. These are strong people. The one before you is a human woman, blonde hair cascading down her shoulders, kind of ragged and frayed a bit. Her clothing is also kind of has that briny, kind of slightly decayed appearance, like it's been saturated with salt water. Star, the one before you, is a human man, much in the same condition, with a mostly balding head. Both of them seeming feral and intent on the two of you. Lucius, your turn.
I can see all 3 of them now, right?
Yeah. And Lil, I need you to roll initiative. I'll actually put you on the map, but you are not in there right now.
Did great. I rolled a 2.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it again while clicking on the token so I can add you to the turn order, and then I'll change it back to the 2. But Lucius, it is your turn.
Cool. I can see them now, right? Like all three of them. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
can. Okay.
Yeah.
Will. Okay. I'm actually going to use, or I'm trying to get character knowledge, not moving into player knowledge. Would I happen to think that my stitch patterns would work on them with their flaming red eyes and pale skin and everything?
Which pattern?
The death stitch, where you link two of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it signifies.
It doesn't say anything. It's just
whether it has to be human. Yeah. No.
Mhm. Okay, cool. I am going to link the leader, the one that's going after Freeman, and the one that's going after Din together.
Okay. What are the conditions of that? They have to make.
As an action, you tie a creature's thread of life to another creature. Choose a creature within 100 feet that you can see. You can link that creature to another that currently has less hit points for 1 minute. When the target creature dies, the linked creature must succeed on a con saving throw or immediately drop to 0 hit points.
Okay. And what is your what is the backlash on that?
I have disadvantage on death saving throws.
Okay. All right. So you link
the leader to the one facing Din.
one facing Den. All right. I will mark the two of those.
Cool. And I'm guessing the one facing Din has the less hit points. That's what
It does.
Okay, that's what I thought. So if that one goes down, then the leader has to make a con save or go down as well.
Yes.
Sweet. And as a bonus action, I'm going to tell my Vapor Puppet to punch that one in the face.
Okay.
So move him up. And I don't have my Vapor Puppet up because didn't expect to. I really need to change that to squiggles. Natural 20 for a 25.
Wow. Okay.
7 points of damage.
Now remind me, do they count as magical? Does it? I can't remember if I think that's a higher level ability, or I can't remember if I took that out.
Puppet takes no more. Smoke and mirrors.
I don't think so.
I don't think not yet.
Okay, I think that's later on. They start.
Yeah.
Okay. But it
Yes, that's it. That's at level 10.
Okay.
Yep.
It swings out and slams, punches the vampire that you can clearly see in front of you in the face. It's the vampire does not seem to be overly affected by it, but definitely feels the impact of this smoky figure. All right. That would be your action, bonus action. So you're staying there. Okay. Star.
Okay, seeing that just daggers didn't do much, I am going to shocking grasp this thing in front of me with fangs.
Okay.
Boop. 11.
11 misses.
Can I offhand with my magic claw then? Oh no, because I cast a spell, not use the attack. So.
Yeah. I was making
Yeah.
sure I had that right in my head, but yeah. You can use your bonus action for something else if you want to.
Let me look at all my stuff quickly. Would you say I'm currently in an area of dim light or darkness?
Yeah, dim light.
Cool. I'm going to use my Magic Cloak's ability to turn invisible until the start of my next turn.
Okay, yes. You could definitely do that. And Star just sort of vanishes from sight for a moment. The vampire in front of you kind of
Can't see me giving it the finger.
No, it cannot. Seems irritated. All right, Dan, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to action to swing the flail at its head.
Okay.
Again. 25.
25 hits.
7 bludgeoning damage.
All right. 7 points of damage. Whack across the front of this vampire. It staggers back, taking the full impact of that. Anything else for your turn?
Yes, I'm gonna use my bonus action to use my last 2nd level spell slot and cast a spiritual weapon.
All right.
Right by that one. The same one.
Okay. I will put your spiritual weapon there.
And it gets to attack. I rolled a 13.
13 misses.
Okay.
Against the vampire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 13 misses. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay,
Free action to fist bump squiggles for punching it in the face.
sure. That will put it to the leader's turn. Currently kind of blocked from moving forward by Freeman, is going to unleash on your robotic companion. Right. Make his 2 attacks. Just barely hits, and that misses. First one punches Freeman right in the face. Freeman kind of looks back. Bits and pieces of him starting to fall off. Is not looking great at this point. But he is holding in there. The second attack comes swinging in, and Freeman's able to block it with his sword, still holding off this encroaching figure as it is still remaining intent on Ava across the bar. We're to Freeman's turn. Freeman is going to retaliate. Against the creature. It's going to hit. That is going to just barely hit. So 32 points of damage as he remains locked in combat, swinging wildly at the person in front of him. Vampire's turns. They are going to, let's see, the one that was near Star is going to make a, let's see. Star, what is your stealth modifier?
Stealth modifier, I can tell you now, it's a lot.
70.
Plus 10.
Okay, so yeah, your passive stealth with above its passive perception, so it doesn't seem to know where you are. Is going to look towards the bar, see Lucius kind of standing there, hanging out, and is going to start running towards Lucius.
So I get an attack of opportunity because it's running away.
You do.
Because it has no idea where I am, does that count as a sneak attack as well?
Well, you get advantage because you're invisible. So
Oh, I do, yes, so it wouldn't. Haha!
yes,
Magic Claw, go! I need to.
I like the idea that Star said that as he was attacking.
26. I am rolling a lot of 19s on my attacks.
26 hits.
I should have rolled that as a sneaky magic claw, but I'll do the damage separately in a second. So that is 6 slashing. And an additional 12, so 18 in total.
18.
And magic, and my claw counts as a magical weapon
does,
with attacks.
You slash out as it jumps off the table, lands on the ground. You can hear it like screech in pain as this happens. It turns back and sees you appear there, kind of stuck, wanting to retaliate, but mostly over to Lucius now. It is going to continue its attack against you, Lucius. Let's see. First one, your AC is still higher than that attack, so it misses. Second one also misses. What the hell? That will be the other one is going to make its first attack against the Vapor Puppet who punched it in the face. Yeah, I think that actually, what's the Vapor Puppet's AC? Is 16? Misses the Vapor Puppet. And then it's going to strike at Den. It hits Den, but it's not going to do damage to you. Instead, it grapples you. And begins to cling on. You see it begin to lunge back, its teeth bared at that point, but it is out of attacks this turn. But it's still grappled onto you. Lilibet, you reach the door to the tavern. You can hear the sounds of fighting inside. You go to push on the door. Just locked.
I'm gonna bust that door open with my warhammer, please.
Okay. Go ahead. Make me an athletics check.
Okay. A 9.
You all hear a from the other side of the room as the door kind of pushes in a bit. It doesn't seem it definitely took a hard impact from the other side, but it's not breaking down yet. You only have 2 attacks per turn now, right? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
You can make a second one if you'd like.
Okay. Can I do that?
Yes.
I want to get through this door. Here we go. 14?
14. Bashes into the door again, this time breaking it most of the way open, some of the chains sort of snapping as this happens. It's going to be, you kind of have to push yourself over it to get in, but you all see Lil make her way into the room, sweating and a little bit panicked looking.
What's going? There's. Uh-oh.
About half a dozen eyes all turn back towards you in the room, and you survey the situation for the first time. I'd say you still have about 10 feet of movement if you want to move anywhere, but that's, you've used your action. You still have a bonus action too.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and definitely, you said I have 10 feet?
Yeah.
So how far can I move? I can get there. Oh, yeah. So I'll move my 10 feet, which is here. And then as a bonus action, what can I do as a bonus action? Bonus. Oh, please tell me you are a bonus action. Yes. Okay. I ran in the room, I know it's dim, but I see Den's grappled, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and Shield of Faith Den.
Okay. Den, you see Lil reach out in your direction. There's some glowing aura centers around you. The vampire grappling
is now at 20.
Nice. The vampire grappling onto you still remains. It kind of squints a bit from the glowing aura that surrounds you, but
that's my turn.
Okay. Lucius.
Well, Vapor Puppet's gonna punch the dude in the face again.
Of course.
Because, I mean, he did so well last time. 22?
Hits.
5 bludgeoning.
All right.
And other dude is all up in McGrill, right?
Yes.
Oh, he's just gonna rend the hell out of him, or he's gonna try.
It is in melee range.
Oh, that's right. Dang it.
Yeah.
If I move, he's gonna get the attack. That's fine. He's gonna get the attack anyway. So he is going to step back here, just to kind of protect Mad Eye.
Okay, I'll make one claw attack towards you. That will hit for 7 slashing damage.
Okay, cool. 7. And then let's try this, and hopefully it works. 8 probably doesn't do anything.
8 does not hit.
Cool, that's fine.
All right. Star, as your turn.
Okay. I am just gonna come up behind her and try shocking grasp again.
Okay.
That one, 14.
14 does not hit.
Ah. Don't have anything I can cast as a bonus action. Yeah, I'm done for the round then.
Okay. Crackling electricity courses around your fingers as you lunge out towards the vampire that has its back turned to you. It ducks out of the way at the last second as you pass next to it, just staying on your feet. It then wheels around, intent on you now. All right. Den, that is your turn.
So this thing's like on me.
Yeah, it's
It's
currently
like-
grappled onto you.
Oh gosh, that's really scary. Okay. What do I have to do to get it off me? That's like my action to try to break a grapple.
Yeah, it have to make an athletics check or acrobatics, your choice.
Not gonna do that. Gonna let it hold on to me. And since we've just it's been a long day, and earlier in the day we had this awesome fight that I'm super amped up from, and before that we were at the bed of the gods and I had this awesome experience. I remember the part of the prayer to Seraphine that I have tattooed on me about proving my strength and commanding the tempest in her name, and I say that out loud, and I use my action to cast Spirit Guardians around me.
Okay.
At a... yeah, 3rd level. Running out of spell slots. All my 2nd levels are gone. More 3rd.
You concentrate for a moment, and then there's this rush of kind of wind and crackling electricity through the air as a number of these spectral Triton forms appear throughout the vicinity, each one holding spears and pikes and wearing the armor of the Glyhid. They all turn towards the foes in the vicinity. So how does that work this turn? I can look it up.
No, I have it. Sorry. Just scroll. You can designate. Oh, I designate my friends not to be affected by it.
I figured.
When a creature enters the area, their speed is halved. But when it enters for the first time or starts its turn there, it makes a Wisdom save. So it makes a Wisdom save now, and then if it's still in it when it starts its turn, it makes another one.
Okay. And what's the radius? Not 15 feet? Okay. So just the one right now. Wisdom save.
DC 16.
Well, that's a natural 20. So it's a 23. I think it succeeds.
It takes half damage. So I rolled 15 radiant damage.
Okay, so it takes 7. Nice. Plus... No. Takes 7. Alrighty.
And I guess I use my bonus action to hit it with my spiritual weapon, which is still there.
Yes, go for it.
23.
23 hits.
12 force damage.
All right. And as the spiritual warriors begin to stab at the vampire with their lances and spears, the crackling warhammer swings around and strikes at the back of it too. It stays locked onto you, continuing to grapple, but is definitely taking some hits. Okay. It is now. He looks behind him, sees the radiant aura emanating from you just on the outside of it. Doesn't want to go back that way, so looks towards Freeman and is going to make his attacks. Right. That will hit. That'll also hit. Not looking too good for Freeman. That's going to put him at 0. And Freeman goes down, kind of crumpling to the ground, is in a heavy thud. As you see him lying motionless there, the other figure steps over Freeman's body and begins to walk towards the bar. Looking over towards Madam, or towards, I keep saying Madam Ava. Ava Boss. Freeman, get that saving throw at the start of his turn. That's a natural 20. Freeman comes back to consciousness because I am special. And you see Freeman kind of and begin to sit up from the floor. Not looking too good, but conscious. The vampire's turns. The one with you, Star, is going to make its attacks against you.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to miss with the first one. Hit with the second one, but it's not going to hurt you. Instead, it is going to grapple onto you.
Okay.
The other one, Den, that is on your back, is going to use its first attack to attempt to bite you. Is going to miss as you throw up your shield to deflect its kind of... it scrapes the outside of your shield. It lunges back and goes in for another bite. That is also going to miss. As it just continues to bite down and you continue to smack him in the face. You're having a good day. Lil, your turn.
Okay. Lil is going to... Yeah, I don't know what else is going on. So I'm going to go ahead and save my friend Den and run up right here and take 2 hits with my Warhammer. And if I hit, I'm just going to call it now because my macro doesn't really work this way. If I hit, I'm going to go ahead and Divine Smite as well.
Okay, yeah.
Cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. First hit. 21.
Yeah, 21 hits.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and where is my thingy-magoo? Sorry.
And it is undead, so you get the additional.
So it will be, I'm going to go ahead and do this Divine Smite at a 3rd level. So I think that's 4d8, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus the additional, because it's 2d8, 3d8, 4d8, plus an additional d8, I think, for the for it being undead.
No, so it would be 2d8 normal and at 2nd level, but since I'm casting it...
Oh, I thought you said 3rd level.
Sorry. I mean, hold on. What did I do? No, I mean 2nd. I don't have 3rd level spells yet.
Okay.
I'm not special.
2nd level, yeah, that'd be 48.
Okay. So, no, I have to hit the actual 2nd level. So that's that plus one more. Roll 1d8. No, it's a 1, but that's fine.
Okay.
So 11 points of radiant damage and 8 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. The bludgeoning damage as you whack it seems to not have as much of an impact. It has like almost its hide is thicker almost. It feels more like stone. As it hits, though, and there's that coursing of radiant energy, it sears into the wounds of this creature and lets out a shriek of pain. I think you still have a second attack, too.
Yes, I do, and I'm gonna do the same thing. And if I hit, we'll Divine Smite him again. Ooh, that's a 13 to hit.
13 misses.
Okay. Well, that didn't do anything good. But at least
Okay.
first one hit.
It definitely reacts to the first one, and as you swing down to hit it, it actually lunges back, using Den's own shield to deflect the blow of the second attack, as she's currently holding up her shield to defend herself. It remains kind of locked onto Den, trying to interpose her between the two of you, now being fearful of the radiant energy. Oh, and Den, I didn't make another saving throw for it at the end of its turn when...
At the beginning of its turn, I forgot.
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that, because I forgot. It fails the saving throw, so go ahead and roll the damage.
11.
You also notice that it is not healing at this point, like it was before.
11 radiant damage.
Okay.
Burn.
That'll put it to... Lil, you're good there. Okay, I'll put it to Lucius's turn.
Well, because the one is surrounded, the Vapor Puppet is just going to keep punching at him. Hopefully he can bring him down.
Okay.
11 probably isn't going to do it.
11 doesn't. Sort of punching at the back of the creature and not really having much effect.
Okay, so... Here is... Let me see... I'm gonna have to move either way. So he's gonna take the step back, hopefully... Yeah, okay, so he's gonna take a step back to get out of range from Dude.
He does not make an opportunity attack against you. Remains
Fine.
intent on watching Ava Voss, who is also looking like she wants to run away right now.
Gotcha. He's gonna Witch Bolt him.
Okay.
So... 20 to hit?
20 hits.
Cool. And then the first hit is, I think, 3d12 now? Each slot level above first, it's a... So, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's 4d12.
4d12. Yeah, you're at 4 levels. What's up?
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, 12... 4d12... 25 points of damage.
All right. Nice.
And then he's just going to concentrate on that.
Okay. You send out that course of radiant, or the electrical energy that sort of tethers itself between you and the creature as he lets out a kind of a grunt of pain, the electricity coursing through him, turns one of its glowing eyes towards you, but looks back towards Mad Eye Voss, the eyes sort of pulsing even more fiery with the clear hatred on its face.
His own eyes glow that green fire.
Yeah. All right. That'll put it to Star's turn.
And I am grappled. Oh, what a shame. I'm going to use my cloak to Misty Step.
Okay. Where are you going?
I will go next to this dude over here, which is the full 30 feet of my cloak's movement.
So you get the advantage.
I get advantage on clawing him in whatever I can reach. Haha! 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
He takes a whole 5 points of slashing damage.
You also get sneak attack too.
Oh, I do, yeah. Sorry. It's helpful if I type the thing in right as well. That is another scene, so he takes 21 points of damage in total.
Nice. You appear in that cloud of mist and plunge out with your clawed hand, sinking deep into the ribcage of this man standing before you. You yank it out, and there is blood, but it's like congealed, like a creature that's been dead for a long time. He turns his head towards you, definitely having felt that impact, still looking all right, starting to show some signs that he's been beat up a bit, and then turns his attention back towards Voss.
That is my turn.
Okay. Den, your turn.
Okay. Oh, man. I would try to get this thing off me. Try to, like, flip it over. I don't
Okay.
want it on me anymore.
Make an athletics
It's
check.
creepy. 22.
That's more than enough. You pull it, you throw it over your shoulder onto the ground, it lands on the ground, and then very agilely, like a cat, sort of springs back up onto its feet, down on all fours on the ground, looking up at you. Like,
I look at Lil, who's next to me now, and I point towards the bar area where Freeman and Ava and all of them are, and I say, protect them. And I send the spiritual weapon around, using my bonus action to smack it.
okay.
Or not. 9.
9 does miss. It's on the ground. It rolls over to the side, still holding itself there in that feline pose, back arched a bit, looking up at you. All right.
I can't move my spiritual weapon, so I don't know where it is now.
Oh, where do you want to put it?
I don't know. I guess next to wherever the thing is, so I guess I can stay there.
Okay.
If the little guy is staying there.
Yeah, it's staying there. That will put it to this figure's turn. He looks toward, sees, kind of ignoring, I almost said Lucius, and Star, looking towards Voss and says, "You aren't going anywhere this time." And there's a flash of his the red fiery eyes, and she's going to make a wisdom saving throw. That fails, unsurprisingly. And you see her lock in place and just stand there as she was beginning to look like she was going to run. She just freezes. Then steps up close to her and begins to rear back, but that's all it can do this turn. Freeman stands up using half his movement, and is going to just run in towards the Revenant, and try to attack it. As a 23 and a 12. 12 misses, 23 hits. 14 damage. All right. Vampire's turns. One's on the ground. This one is going to rush over and lunge towards you, Lucius. First attack misses. Second attack hits for 10 slashing damage. And the other one is
gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
Going to make a wisdom saving throw. Is obviously what I was going to say. Fails. No more damage.
No, 19 radiant damage.
All right. one more than his hit points at that, or her hit points at that point, and you see the spectral or radiant Triton lunge towards it and stab down, and as four of them stab their spears in, you see the woman on the ground can get pinned down to the tavern floor, just and her body goes lifeless. All right.
Did the Revenant make their con save? Because it was linked to the one that just died. If that one dies, it makes a con save.
Okay. Yeah, it'll go ahead and make that save. I was just checking one more thing.
It doesn't have to be much, but...
Okay. What's your DC?
14.
As the vampire on the ground expires, you see the man standing there, his eyes glowing like fire, rears back to punch down towards Ava, who is just frozen there. As that makes you see it kind of, and you watch as the sort of bit of blood that's on its body begins to sort of pool out of it, and there's this cracking noise as veins begin to pop around its face, and it begins to decay and sort of wither away, the eyes flashing for a moment and then going dim as the body collapses onto the ground heavy. And he is dead as well, leaving the last vampire, which it is its turn at this point. No, that one already took its turn, so... Lil, on you.
Okay. Lil doesn't like vampires. She thinks they're not nice. So she's going to Misty Step the full 30 feet over to the vampire. So, wrong token thing. Swing! And let me use that spell, because I have it. Boom. And then she's going to go ahead and great weapon, or Warhammer, two-handed, great weapon fighter. And if she hits, she's going to Divine Smite, because she can. Nope. Not on that hit. Definitely not on that hit. That was a 7.
All right. You swing and collide with the floor as the vampire steps out of the way.
And I will do it again. Same thing. If I hit, Divine Smite.
Okay.
15?
15 just hits.
Yes. Okay. So it's 13 max damage on the bludgeoning, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my last second level spell and Divine Smite.
Okay.
So that's that, and I get an extra thing, and I'll roll that after, because he's still undead, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 10 there, and roll 1d8. Oh, come on. So that's 18 radiant damage.
Nice. This one connects. This is that flash of radiant energy, incinerating part of the vampire as you strike. He is starting to look pretty rough at this point.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Lucius.
Well, Vapor Puppet's gonna do his thing, move probably there, try to punch him in the face.
Okay.
Because, I mean, why wouldn't he? What more did I do with my Vapor Puppet sheet? There it is. Alright. 14 to hit?
14 misses.
Oh, alright. Well, that's fine. He's really close to me. So here's a question that I didn't really think that Lucius would ever answer. In 5e, how does, like, drawing weapons work? Because I don't remember.
You can draw one weapon as a free action on your turn.
Cool. So he's going to draw his sickle from behind his back for the first time ever and just slash at him.
Okay.
17?
17 hits.
2 slashing.
Reduced to 1. Yeah. Give it a nice
Pretty
paper
much.
cut. It kind of nicks its cheek a bit, leaves a little cut there. Not too bad. All right. Star, is your turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna run up to it. I've got allies within 5 feet, so that means I get a sneak attack.
Yes, you do.
So first up, I am going to, when I find the thing, sneaky magic claw. 20 to hit.
That hits.
That is 20 points of damage in total.
Nice.
And if it is still standing,
It is.
I will just, with a dagger in my other hand, take another stab at it. That's another 20 to hit.
All right.
And another 1 point of damage.
Nice. We'll keep that as a 1. Won't reduce that to a 0. All right. So you stab with your claw the first time. It cuts through it like paper. The second time you go to slash with your dagger, it seems to veer out of the way a bit. You don't get a decent strike to any of its final points, but it started to look really rough, especially after that first hit. Det, is your turn.
Okay. I throw the dead body of its friend to the ground. And I will bring my spiritual weapon with me. And with my spirit guardians up, I just very ominously start walking towards it.
Okay.
And so when it enters the area for the first time on a turn, it makes a
It
wisdom
does
saving
make
throw.
its wisdom saving throw.
Because I read my spells.
All right. That is a 16. I think that succeeds.
Yeah, the DC is a 16. So
Okay.
13 radiant damage.
Just a 6. Okay.
I am
And
going
it's still up.
to... Does it seem like it's... Den's not going to be able to figure out the answer to this question. Does it seem like it's like sentient? Like maybe it could talk if it wanted to?
Make an intelligence check.
Sure. Okay. That's a natural 20. So 18.
18. Yeah, I mean, there is some intelligence to this creature. There is definitely a bloodlust to it that seems to overwhelm that intelligence, but it seems to be a sentient being.
Can't believe that's what I rolled a natural 20 on. I say, don't kill it, and I try to grab it and hold it in place.
Okay, make an athletics check.
15.
It's going to make an acrobatics check. Natural 1. So you do successfully grapple onto it. Freeman's turn. Freeman is just gonna kind of strafe around back here and just be like, "What do you mean, don't kill it?" Its turn now then, as Freeman is just staying there confused. And it is going to make... it's going to try to break your grapple. So I need you to make an athletics check.
20.
19. So it fails, and it's just going to use its second attack to actually attack you, because that's...
Oh wait, it's its turn.
Oh yeah.
Can I ask a really dumb question?
Yeah.
Or a not good, very. So, because of your flaw, Den, would you stop fighting? Could you stop fighting? Like, I hate to ask that question,
Yeah.
but could you?
I did.
Okay.
Danny, you should roll damage for your.
It's gonna die anyway. Oh, 10 radiant damage.
Okay. Well, it is still up. And not looking great.
Hugged to death.
Hugged to death. Blowbat, it's your turn. Oh, no, wait. It gets a second attack. That's right. I forgot. Den, it is going to slash it with its claws. Hits for 6 slashing damage. And now it's a little bit turn.
Okay, we'll have to make a concentration check.
Yes, you do.
Not many. 7.
You get to add 3 to that, because I'm here.
10.
So just succeeds.
I use my reaction to do Wrath of the Storm.
Okay.
Trying not to hit anything vital.
We'll see. With the lightning.
Says the Tempest Cleric.
I have an intelligence of 7. It has to make a dexterity saving throw.
But it's grappled. Can it make a dexterity throw?
I think grapple it still can. Either way, it fails.
Good, it takes 11 lightning damage.
And that brings it to 0.
Okay.
And the creature kind of and falls limp in your arms.
Guess it didn't want to talk. I toss it on the ground.
The room falls silent for the most part. As you're all standing there, though, you still hear down in the reaches below you. And you feel the whole place sort of shaking or the rafters and the platform shaking every so often.
Freeman, Den, are you alright?
I've been better.
I'm alright.
As more screws just fall out from
Yeah,
underneath his
like
chassis.
ting, 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 ting. Some oil is leaking off to the side. Yeah, and he's kind of wobbling there, steadying himself on the bar.
I just grab Den's shoulder and give her a pump 15 points of lay on hands into her, and then I walk over to Freeman and give him the other 20.
Okay. Mad Eye Voss is still like sort of cowering behind the counter. She doesn't seem to be paralyzed anymore, but she has backed away from the body and decided sort of in the corner, holding herself there. And this very kind of impressive, battle-hardened woman has the demeanor almost of a frightened child at this point. As she is looking around, she has a dagger in her hand that she is sort of whipping around in front of her, responding terrified to every sound and movement.
I can go upstairs, work out how they got in, and maybe hopefully secure an exit if you want to try calm things down here.
That's a good idea.
I will go upstairs and try find their entryway then.
Lucius goes with him.
Okay.
Can I insight check Ava?
Yeah. What are you trying to gather?
How much she knows about what just happened? If maybe she
Okay.
knows who that was, or if maybe she saw this coming, or if she's just terrified and had no idea.
It's hard to glean that much without asking her anything to get that response. But from what you're seeing in her right now, she doesn't look like somebody who expected this. So it doesn't seem like she knew this was coming. More than that, you might have to actually ask her some questions.
I just look down at the thing that I just killed and I say, could have just talked to me. And I swing the flail and just smash its head in, just for good measure.
It's kind of like a rotten pumpkin. Lucius and Star, the two of you make your way upstairs and begin to kind of walk around looking for signs of entrance. You make your way into one of the rooms that faces out in the building near the balcony, and there is a section where there's a boarded up doorway that looks like it's been busted in. Or not doorway, window that looks like it's been busted in.
While we're up there, I'm guessing we can see out through the harbor. What's that looking like currently?
You look down towards the harbor, you can see that there are a number of ships in the harbor that are currently on fire. You can see the glow of flames licking up from the waves. You see you hear the sounds of panic and the bells still ringing as more ships begin to pull out, and trying to head out towards the sea. But you see one large vessel, not like terribly larger than the others. It's not like a warship by any means, but is clouded in fog and smoke, firing off left and right, striking the other ships as they try to flee and leave the harbor. And there's just this overwhelming sense of panic coming up from below as you smell the smoke and hear the cries of anguish.
Well, it's not what I thought it would be. I thought the Ondok here had found this cove. It's not good, but one ship is easier to deal with than an airship.
It's one ship dealing with everyone as they're trying to leave, though.
Well,
Lucius, I'm going to jump down and try see if the Windwalker pirates have left yet.
okay,
If you want to go back to the others and let them know the situation.
I can do that. Be safe.
You know me, when am I ever not safe?
Well, yeah, I completely understand that, but after what just happened, be even more safe.
I will go through the window, hop off the balcony, and start legging it towards the harbour, hoping to find Captain Windwalker's ship.
Okay.
While I'm in, am I in just a regular room, or does it look like it might be Ava's?
No, this looks like one of. I mean, it's a fairly swanky room. It's like satin sheets and then drapery all around the place, lots of pillows. It seems like one of the rooms of the establishment. Doesn't seem like it's hers per se, unless Ava has strange tastes.
While I am upstairs and alone, that's what I'm going to do for some time, is try to find her room, and if I can, try to kind of search that room to see what in the world might be going on and why might she want, someone want to assassinate her. I have an idea, but I kind of want to know.
Okay. You can go ahead and make an investigation check. The rest of you downstairs. Star, you said you're going over the balcony and kind of scaling down to below. All right. You begin to make your way down the planks, some of them having broken some of the stairways and ruins, but you scale some of the walls and down, heading down towards the ships below.
I find nothing with an 8.
Yeah, with an 8, you make your way around. There are a number of rooms here, dozens of rooms, but you don't find one that seems like it's Ava's.
Cool, so I go back downstairs and let them know what's going on. Star, we found out they broke through one of the upper windows, but we have a little bit more problems than we thought. There's a ship in the harbor who is firing on everyone else. Star went to go see if Windwalker is okay. You're muted.
You're still muted.
Oh, Craig, yay.
Yeah, it just kind of pulled up into harbor and started shooting, and it's a big old thing. And I think it brought the fog. I don't know.
It makes sense. It was surrounded by fog and smoke. It looked very weird, which is
Yeah.
saying something coming from me.
Dan, does that sound familiar?
Does that sound familiar?
Make a history check. Hey, I'm giving you the chance. You rolled a natural 20 last time. 2.
2.
No.
No idea.
I mean, you've heard stories of, like ghost ships and stuff, but no.
Does the city have like, or the port have like any kind of defenses, or is it just here?
Does it?
It's not like a fortress or anything. I mean, it doesn't have any sort of real like central defense to it. It's mostly defended by the people that live in it and that frequent it. So
Not really, but
nobody really attacks it.
no one ever attacks it. It's neutral ground for all of us. So if someone's attacking it, it's either one of the captains gone rogue, but they fly their banners and we'd know who they were.
Or it's someone who does not care about it, who's not part of it at all. I hate to say it, but they're doing quite a lot of damage for ships that would probably be used to such things. But if it came out of nowhere and with the smog and folk that it's creating, I guess is the easiest way to describe it, it does put everyone at a disadvantage.
Mad Eye?
She seems to have calmed down a bit at this point. So you're kind of sitting there on the floor, just kind of heaving from just the adrenaline surge that caused her to be so frightened. She pulls herself up, reaches over, grabs a bottle from the counter, and chugging at it. This is bad. This is really bad.
Who would attack the port?
No one. No one's stupid enough to do that.
You can't think of anyone.
No. Not even military or the Alliance or whatever they're calling themselves these days. They wouldn't even do that if they could find this place.
Or any of the other captains here.
No. Windwalker was the only one in port. The rest knew that she was going to be here. That's why they're not. This ground is sacred. They wouldn't start a fight here. Whoever it is, it's not one of us. She looks down at the one that was attacking her, the with the glowing eyes. She says, or she walks over and sort of kicks the body, flips it over onto its face. You can see the sockets where the glowing eyes were before now just dark and empty. Has a skeletal appearance almost. Says, I don't even recognize this person. Why did they want me dead?
Can I make an insight check when she says that?
Sure.
$12?
Hard to tell, but you don't sense anything that, or you don't kind of get the idea that she's lying. There's no tells or anything that indicated.
Who sent the note then? If it
Like I
wasn't
said-
this guy.
Like I said before, probably some pissed off great grandson of Julius Hound, or I don't know, someone trying to play a prank on me. This went a little too far for a prank.
Seems oddly coincidental that you get this note mere moments before the attack on the port happened. I'm not going to say that you don't know, but to say that these two things aren't connected in some way, I can't believe that.
She looks around, kind of focusing on the sounds of conflict outside. She says, if this is because of me, I brought them here. Gods, what have I done? She looks out towards the tavern and sees the dead bodies of the two vampires. You notice that the bodies are almost like flaking a bit, and you see like the skin itself sort of crackling and drying and fading away to dust as the bodies themselves seem to be like rapidly decomposing. You see her eyes go wide, and she rushes across the tavern towards the female body, the one that didn't have its head smashed in, on the ground, and she looks at it. I know this one. I know her. Why? What happened? And she sort of begins to mutter to herself as she slouches back onto the ground, like staring off into space.
I walk up to her, I pick her up off the ground, and I just grab her a little bit. Who is it?
Her name is Walda. I don't know much about her, but she came here pretty often. She was a sailor on the Ocean's Bounty. Came through every few months. Ship went missing about 2 months ago. Supposed to come through port, drop off some supplies, and never did.
Do I know
Figured
that
it
ship?
got attacked. Yeah, I mean, you're familiar with it. It's sort of a smuggling vessel that would bring supplies into the port on a fairly regular basis. There's a number that do that. Private captain, not part of any crew. Fairly well known, well liked. Small ship, small crew.
We need to get back to the ship.
Mad Eye looks out as well and says, I need to help. I don't know what I can do. I'm too old for this.
Well, at this point, it's either you stay here and die or you come with us and help. But we need to get back to the ship, and we need to figure out how we're going to deal with all of this. If they're coming for you now, maybe you coming with us will lead them away from everybody. Hopefully.
Or it'll just put them in more danger.
Well, would you rather the entire port be in danger or one ship? He turns it in. I hate to say it that way, but in the grand scheme of things.
We can handle it. We're going. And I sort of grab her and just go.
There we go.
you all begin to make your way out the door, down, following the rigging and the half-broken walkways down towards the ship. Star, you're a little ways ahead of them at this point. You have just made it near the bottom of the chasm. You can see about like 4 or 5 ships in the harbor currently burning, some of them sinking, many of them destroyed, some others that seem to have made it out of the line of fire and are distantly disappearing into the darkness beyond. You look around and you see the Eye of the Storm currently still resting in the harbor. One of the masts currently snapped in half and kind of resting, all the rigging and the lines and the sails kind of canopying the upper deck. Doesn't seem to be on fire though, but is definitely has had better days. You look out towards the harbor and you can see far beyond through the smoke and the clouds and everything. You see a 4-masted sailing vessel, a carrack, resting in the harbor, pure white. This like beautiful beach ivory wood, gleaming in the moonlight. White sails also currently loosely furled on, hanging from the riggings. You see it continue to fire out towards a couple other ships that are straggling, kind of limping out to sea, and then the vessel goes quiet, and the last shot fires and goes silent for a little bit. You're currently about like 30 or 40 feet up on the kind of on one of the walkways just above the harbor. You muted.
It wouldn't be a stream if I didn't do it.
No.
For now, I guess I'd better do what I said I would. I am gonna make my way as quick as I can to get onto the Eye of the Storm.
Okay. You dart over, scaling down the walls, making your way quickly across the harbor, leaping over some of the crushed portions of the docks, and making your way towards the Eye of the Storm. You rush up on the ship. The gangplank has fallen off into the water below. You leap over, kind of pulling your way through some of the rigging that has fallen onto the upper deck, and look around. There's about 10 or 15 people currently gathered, rushing to and fro, using the cover of the canopy to do as much as they can. You see Captain Windwalker and Damien Hurst standing near the helm of the ship, kind of peering out from behind some of the broken parts towards the vessel in the harbor.
I'm gonna go up to Damien and the captain. Just Den and the others are safer now. They should be here shortly. How badly have things been going this end?
They sort of wheel around as you approach, definitely on edge. The captain looks back towards Damien, kind of keeps her eye out. Damien comes back, walks over towards you in a hushed tone. He says, "It's not good. They've opened fire on us. We're not taking on water anymore, but we're stranded here." I haven't seen many of the crew. Things aren't looking good. If they turn their guns on us, we're done for. So, stay quiet.
If we could get a distraction out, sailing, floating away, would we be able to get away?
No. We're crippled here. We can't. In this condition, kind of looking up towards the mess of rigging around us. Not on this ship. At which point you hear Windwalker go, see movement. Hurst rushes around her and looks out as well.
I'm gonna follow and peek out if I can.
You gaze out towards the ship, and you see among the darkness and the smoke, you can see a few figures moving on the deck of it. Too far away to make out any details at this point. But you watch as about a dozen or so people walk over to the edge of the deck and leap down into the water. Not into it, but that's standing on top of it. As 12 people begin to walk across the water towards the port. The rest of you, as you are making your way down, see this as well, as a number of figures, kind of one by one, small ants almost, drop off the side of the ship and begin walking across the serene midnight waters of the port, or the harbor. You can also see that near the docks, a large group of people have gathered in that area. The survivors and sailors and pirates currently in the harbor. You see a number of torches and hear some yelling as probably about 30 or 40 people gather in that area.
Captain, I am probably better than anyone in your crew at getting anywhere silently. If you want me to go find out what's going on, just say the word. But you need to keep an eye out for Den, Madam Ava, and everyone else. They'll be along shortly.
She looks back towards you and says, "All right, do what you want. If you get yourself killed, doesn't matter to me."
I turn invisible right in front of them before sneaking off.
Okay. Vanish from sight. Begin walking off. They sort of look around the vicinity. Show off.
We can all see the ship now too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He kind of rushes up the den. All right, you're the one that knows everything about the ships in this party. What do you know?
Have you ever seen this before?
This ship? No, it's not one you recognize. It doesn't belong to. I mean, you've seen many of the ships and the standards of the other major pirate crews. This is not. This doesn't look like a pirating vessel either. This looks like a cargo ship, like a merchant ship vessel, more than anything else.
Does it have a standard? Like, is it flying anything?
No. All you see towards the top of the main mast, there's like some loose fabric that's sort of billowing in the evening breeze, but it's like shredded and torn. You don't see any noticeable insignia.
I thought maybe the Remorseless had finally turned on us. They call them the Dead Pirates for a reason, but that's not them.
Well, that does not bode well for anybody. I'm not used to ships, but being on one for 2 months, that doesn't look like the normal. Well, it doesn't look like the Eye of the Storm. It doesn't look like a fighting ship, does it?
It's not. It's a cargo ship at best.
Then how in the world do they have this much firepower against all of these and could do all of it, even with a sneak attack? Cargo ships, they're not built for it. Well, with my knowledge of sky ships, but I'm using them.
They're not. They're big, they're slow, and they don't carry weapons.
Here's a better question. Why is no one firing back?
Weapons like that aren't easy to come by.
Which makes the fact that they have them even more weird and impressive.
I mean, you all were there. You know what it was like talking to Windwalker about putting one cannon on our ship.
They have more than 5, 6. I don't. It just doesn't make sense.
They shouldn't.
All right. Well, we need to get to the Eye of the Storm. We need to find who else is alive, and we need to get out of here.
Where is Star?
He went ahead, and you know how he can be. If anything, he's beside us, trying to steal things from our pockets.
Hope he's alright.
It'll be fine.
Right. Move quiet. Quiet as you can.
It's a little bit better.
Okay. Your group with Madame Ava, Tobe. I don't keep saying Madame Ava.
She's Mad Eye.
Mad Eye Ava. Mad Eye Ava Voss. I don't know why I keep saying.
Because there are vampires.
There are vampires. Yeah. You all make your way down the walkways and reach sort of the main deck area, the base of the main platform area at the base of Port Onryx. As you make your way between the buildings and the walkways over towards the harbor. And Star, where are you heading right now?
You said there was a large gathering of people on the docks.
Yeah.
While invisible, I'm trying to sneak up in there, see what all that's about.
Okay. So, Star, you make your way that direction too. All of you sort of converging near this area. The rest of you sort of staying a bit off and a bit back from this glowing mass of torches and people all gathered. You see the denizens of Port Onryx gathered there angrily, yelling out towards the harbor, looking at the broken ships that litter the bay, cursing and just pissed off generally. As you all converge there, you see that the 12 or so figures walking across the water, many of them dressed the same as the ones that were up in the in Ava's Ale House. Dark hoods pulled up over their heads, obscuring their faces. But one kind of moving towards the front in the center. And you're staring out towards him, but it's hard to make out any details. You see the mist and fog sort of clings to him. This dark shadows sort of whelming around him. The light almost seeming to be absorbed as it reaches his body. And it's hard to make out very many details. As he steps forward, the rest standing in a line, staying back, walks slowly through the waves, across the water's surface, small ripples emanating out with each footstep, making about 20 or 30 feet off from the shore. Stops there. The smoke begins to fade a bit, and a figure steps through it. A man wearing black leathers, embroidered or with the silver buckles around it. Impeccably sort of immaculate appearance. Hair pulled back in a half ponytail. Other strands of black and silver or black and gray hair kind of cascading down to his shoulders. Angled face with a square, thick jaw, and a thin goatee around it. His hands rest on a rapier and 2 pistols at his side. He stops, looks around, and as he speaks, you hear the voice itself sort of echo through the area, amplified and surrounding you. Calls out, "You now know why we come. why we lay siege to your petty town of thieves and miscreants. We will not cease. We will not die. Not until our judgment is met. You know who you are. You have a fortnight to make your amends, to accept your wicked ways. You cannot flee. You cannot hide. Try, and we will burn this den of filth to its foundations. You and those whom you love will suffer in the days you have left, as we have suffered for decades past. As he finishes, the last words sort of echoing through the area, the line of dark figures behind it remaining motionless. You hear just nothing, silence emanating through the area, and then finally a voice calls out, as you see one kind of drunken pirate step his way forward and kind of call out as he swigs back on a bottle of ale or rum, it's hard to tell, and shatters on the ground, says, "Fuck off, you bastard!" And he pulls out a dagger and just like hurls it towards the harbor or into the waters in the direction of the guy. The dagger hits and then almost passes through him, not seeming to have any effect. Just a slight smile, and then like a flash, you see him pull out one of the pistols, aim in his direction, doosh, fire. The bullet striking dead center, and the body just dropping like a stone. He holsters the pistol again, and silence remains. A fortnight. That is all you have remaining. He turns, the smoke begins to curl back around him. He begins to step back, and he looks over his shoulder. Are you coming or what? And you see the body on the ground suddenly stir. And you see it rise, two glowing red eyes. Kind of shrugs. Got held up a bit. Steps out towards the water. There's a small flash from the hand of the man standing there, and you watch as the figure, having risen with a very familiar sort of posture and voice emanating from its body, stepping across the waters in the direction of the other 12 figures, and now the 14 of them making their way towards the ship.
While watching, the mannerisms of the one who stood up again, you said he had with familiar postures. Was it the same sort of posture and movement as the one we killed inside the alehouse?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm heading back to the ship.
All right. The rest of you?
Keep going towards the ship.
You watch as the 14 dark figures make their way back towards the vessel out in the harbor. They all climb the rigging back onto the deck, and the ship begins to veer almost before any of them get on the vessel. You don't see anyone manning the ship or as the sails unfurl, and you see as the sails do unfurl an emblem across them, the same crest that you saw on the letter that Mad Eye Ava gave you before. The ship coasts out into the night and vanishes, shrouded by the mist and fog.
I go back towards the ship and see who's left.
Okay. You all gather back on the eye of the storm, seeing the broken, the ship sort of in tatters and broken at this point. Still seaworthy, but needing some repairs. As you're dragging Madam or Mad Eye Boss along with you. You see the captain and Damien Hurst and the rest of them gathered. Holly and Saddle there as well. Holly sees you dead and it's sort of like, oh gods. Oh, I was worried. Whew, you're alive.
I'm like covered in blood too.
Yeah.
Like,
she doesn't seem to really respond to that. She says, I'm really glad you're alive. Whew.
I just scoop her up in a big hug.
You should probably clean off first. She sort of wipes the gore from her. Windwalker comes stepping down to the main deck as well, and she looks out towards all of you and says, well, we're sort of fucked now, aren't we? So what
Am
was
I
that
back
about?
on the ship as well?
Yeah, you would have gotten back there before them if you went back to the ship.
Yeah.
She says, do any of you have any idea what any of that was about?
A bit.
Kind of turns to the group. That sigil on the sails, was that what I think it was?
It wasn't. There's something more terrifying about these things. You remember the one we killed back in the alehouse, the one that was in charge, I guess?
Yeah.
It seems that when whatever that was in charge killed someone else, he brought him back, and it was the one we killed but in someone else's body.
At this point, Mad Eye speaks up and says, the Windsbane. That was the Windsbane. I sunk that ship almost 100 years ago. I watched it burn, and I watched as it plunged down into the black depths.
Are you telling me that now ships can be undead?
She, one of the crew members, kind of behind you, kind of chuckles a bit as that happens, and everyone looks towards him.
Or you think it's funny?
No.
You think a creepy dead fog ship rolling up in the harbor and killing our people is funny?
Oh.
Didn't
Sorry,
think
Dan.
so.
And Mad Eye says, I don't know. But that was Julius Hound. We put a sword through his heart.
Would Lucius, in his schooling or research, have any knowledge of like undead creatures, of like what he might have seen, like knowing full well that there's someone that is saying we killed him 100 years ago but he's still here, and the fight that they just had, would he have any kind of like knowledge of what that could have been?
Yeah, I mean, you know about undead. As far as what it could be or what kind of undead, make an Arcana check. We'll just do it that way.
Hopefully it's better than last time. It's a 20.
Okay. It's hard to say. I mean, context clues. There were revenants and there were vampires, so maybe one of those. I mean, from the distance that you saw, he didn't seem to have glowing eyes or skeletal appearance or anything like that. Seemed like a normal guy, but walking on water and allegedly dead.
Well, it wasn't the vampire. Really, Sarah? Really, Sarah? You wanna tell our viewers what you just posted?
So after Sean described he's supposed to be dead, he walks on water, I typed in all caps, it's Jesus!
And all of our followers just left.
Yeah. All two of them.
All two of them. We apologize. Sinner. Well, we fought what I can only assume was a revenant and 2 vampires, but I have no idea what he was. That's if he actually died in the first place. I mean, then you're a seafaring kind of person. Is there any stories of people dying at sea coming back because they were so filled with so much hate?
I mean, ghost ships and ghost captains and those stories. I mean, they're a dime a dozen. But it's not real. People don't come back from sunk ships. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it. That guy's real. But the stories are just... I mean, they're just stories.
You quite literally have a captain that pirates a dead ship, and you're saying that it's not real?
It's not actually a dead ship, alright? He's just creepy. Well... he's really creepy. His crew's not dead, though. I mean, they just wear cloaks and don't talk very much because they're weird.
Well,
I love Din so much. Like, I love how she can see things and be like, no, that's not how that works.
I mean, I saw the guy, but I have no reason to think that's not just some creep out there trying to scare us. You know what I mean? That, oh, I'm so scary, I've got a deep voice and I can walk on water. Guess what? I can walk on water. It's not a big deal.
A dagger also passed right through him. I don't mean hit him and went through, I mean just passed through him like squiggles.
I walk through squiggles, and I mean, squiggles isn't that scary.
As she says that, he uses the smoke. I forgot what it was called, but the one where he concentrates and it takes the form of something else. Quite literally takes the form of Din, and he just walks over and passes a hand through it and goes,
Look,
I can do that too.
It's creepy, alright? And this guy's obviously just an asshole. But, I mean, so a creepy guy in a creepy ship showed up and started firing on us, and we're all gonna stand around like it's some scary ghost that's gonna get us all. No, we're gonna go over there and we're gonna put another sword through him.
Can we make sure to burn the body afterwards, just to make sure he dead?
Yeah, we should do that.
Can we even see the ship at this point?
No, I think it went off.
The ship has sort of vanished into the darkness.
He'll come back. He said all that creepy stuff about
We have a fortnight.
repent or whatever. Say we're sorry. For what?
What do we need to do to get the ship back up and running? Kind of turns to Windwalker. Captain.
She looks around and she says, I don't know. It'll take some time. I don't know if we can have it done in that short of amount of time, but
Is the mast the biggest issue you would have?
yes, getting a new one outfitted, and
I think I can fix that. And it would only take a little bit of time.
sort of squints at you and says, that's fine and all. Have you worked on ships before?
No, but it's a magic thing and it's very hard to explain.
It's not. He can magically fix things.
I don't know if I trust using magic to repair my ship.
Well, it will take 20 minutes. If it doesn't work, we're down 20 minutes and we have to do it.
And it doesn't light the ship on fire or teleport
No.
it to another dimension or something
It shouldn't.
like that.
It should. If you want to, you can take the mast if we are able. I don't know how this works, but if you can remove that mast, put it on land, I can fix it and then put it back, so it's not on the ship itself.
She looks around, and you can see that the mast itself is like broken off about halfway up. She says, I can't just remove the...
That's fine.
I can't just pull the mast out and then
Okay, all I need to know is, can you get the broken piece down elsewhere?
we can try.
Please do.
Okay.
And DM, I'm going to use Fabricate because I have that spell now.
Okay.
Because it's 5 foot. It's like 6 5-foot cubes worth of material into something else. Let's see. It's a very long spell.
So are you going to try to build the mast back up from the materials?
Yeah.
Of them?
Yep.
Okay.
So if I can take the broken part of it and use that to build it back up, almost like how Al does his transmutation from Full Metal. He takes the bits of it and then grows it back. It's kind of the thing. I'm not sure if that's how the spell works, but it does say it's transmutation spell. So
yeah,
The law of equivalent exchange.
no, you do that. You can put a lot of people out of business, but yeah, you could do that.
it's one of my very high level spells.
It's gonna be a lot of angry shipwrights in this hardware. But yeah, okay. So are you doing that now, or are you doing that?
Oh yeah, I'm doing that now.
Okay.
It takes 10 minutes.
Oh man, D&D. You take the crew begins to sort of cut the rigging free, pulling the mast and the sails and everything out to the side, sort of piling it to the side of the ship, of the deck, and eventually gets everything free there. They all look over to you, sort of waiting for you to screw up, and the captain, standing very close behind you, one hand on her sword, just eyeing you. I mean, you feel like daggers in the back of your head. She says, well, go ahead.
Well, hopefully this works. He kind of takes off one of his jackets and like puts it on the ground and goes, I've never done this before, but I really, really hope I don't screw this part up. And he spends 10 minutes setting everything up, does whatever is needed, and then uses Fabricate.
All right. So I am going to need you, because I will say here, you can't use it to create items that ordinarily require a high degree of craftsmanship unless you have proficiency with that type of artisan tool to craft, used to craft such objects.
Okay.
So it is a ship. typically requires a high
It's just
degree of craftsmanship.
Shipwrights are a thing, and you have to spend a lot of time. I get that.
So it will require a check. I'll let you do it, but I'm going to need you to make. We'll do it'll be an intelligence check.
Can I help?
Yeah, well, you are.
She's a.
I'm trying to think. What? Oh, are you helping with a spell? Or are you helping with like your knowledge of ships?
Oh no, with a spell.
Okay, that's what I was. I was trying to be nice. I didn't want to be like, well, then. Yeah, you can help.
I'll cast. Kind of run out of spells at 3rd level, I guess. I'll cast Enhance Ability.
Okay.
It's probably a good idea.
What do you need? Smart people stuff.
Yes, but yes, that would be perfectly fine.
Fox is cunning. Advantage on intelligence checks.
Hopefully this works out. All right, here we go. Oh, fuck me, sideways.
What'd
Is
you
that
roll there,
your-
buddy?
Is that your right modifier? Because you rolled a saving throw, just so you know.
Oh, well, hold
Well, it
on.
would be an intelligence
Intelligence
check.
check.
So,
I have
what's
an
your intelligence
intelligence of
modifier?
1.
Yeah,
1.
so
I was trying to help.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
fine. So I got a 7
7 with advantage.
with advantage. I got a 4. The lower one was 4. That's why I wished it was wisdom.
You step up to the building blocks you have before you. Cast a spell, and as you do, you see all the pieces begin to sort of deconstruct and pull themselves apart, and they all begin to whirl around as the wood begins to build itself onto the mast, and all sort of fills very quickly, pieces flying around and rigging kind of wrapping itself, spiderwebbing itself through the ship. And after a few minutes, you stop, like heaving for a moment. You look up, and it's beautiful, whatever it is. It's like a piece of modern art with the mast itself is mostly a mast, not too hard to fix to fix that part mostly, but it's the rigging and the ropes are sort of wound around in a strange sort of crocheted direction, and there's the cross beams are not quite even, and it's giving this whole thing this kind of tilted look. And it could definitely serve in like as an installation piece to a museum in a major city, but all the crew just stares up at it for a moment. The same guy that laughed before kind of before shutting up as he looks over towards Captain Windwalker, who you hear just take one step closer to you.
So, a little bit of a thing. I have more respect for people who build ships now, because that was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. It's good to know, though.
You're paying for part of this.
Yeah, I thought as much.
So, the ship probably won't be seaworthy. Well, for a while.
I mean, it wasn't going to be seaworthy for a while to begin with, so...
Fish.
Captain?
We'll speak more on this later. I need to go have a drink. You're on watch.
Yes, Captain. Daggers at Lucius.
What? It looks... As I said, I have more respect for people who build ships now.
Lucius, just close your mouth before she... I was going to say close it for you, but I think she's probably liable to rip it off at this very second, so just shut it.
You see the door to the captain's quarters close, and after a few seconds, you just hear a large from inside.
He kind of turns to Star and just gives like a thumbs up.
All right. Okay.
Then, which way was the temple? I figure... I don't know if there are any defenses there or if that would have been targeted at all.
I will point him in the general direction of the bed of the gods.
And I will quickly and quietly just make my way towards it without saying a word.
Lucius is gonna follow right behind him.
Oh no! I grab him by the back of his 17 cloaks.
Yes.
You're on watch tonight.
Alright. I mean, I didn't think she would want me on her ship, but okay.
So the two of you stay on watch while Star, you make your way to the temple. You head inside the cove, and you can see that there are a number of people, probably a dozen or so people gathered here in prayer, kind of clustered. Doesn't feel like there's been any damage, and you can see in the far side of the room a few priests sitting or standing next to Reverie, who's currently sitting over the pool. And she doesn't seem distraught by any means, but she does look up as you enter and says, "Oh, welcome back, Star. Is everything all right?"
To cut a long answer short, no. You're probably aware, but all the ships in the harbor are completely totaled, and there's a weird ghost, vampire, pirate, zombie thing threatening everyone.
I am aware. I woke from my dreams very soon before the attack began. Not soon enough to warn anyone. We are fine here, though. Thank you for checking on us. There are others who need your help, though. 3 are in danger.
3.
3.
Do you know where?
You've protected one of them. 2 more lie in the wind's path. And without you and your companions, they may be swept away. As may we all. Mad Eye knows.
I guess then you know who I need to talk to next. I'm glad you're all safe.
Before you go, is my sister all right?
Your sister?
Holly.
Oh, she's fine, yes.
Good. Make sure she's okay.
I will definitely keep an eye out. I'm pretty sure Den will as well.
May the gods watch over you.
And you as well. I guess you'll know where to find me if I'm needed. Before I head back to the ship, I'm just going to do a quick once around the town, just make sure there's no one trapped or anything.
Okay. Yeah, you do one lap around the town. I mean, there are some casualties, and there are some people that are kind of trapped in areas that the buildings have like partially collapsed. But there are a number gathered around the able-bodied people that are able to that are currently helping out, sort of begin to help everyone to deal with the dead and begin to rebuild. You maybe find a few people that need help here and there getting something that was too far up to reach, and you're able to climb as well as you do. You're able to help them without too much difficulty before making it back to the ship, where a very cross den stands near a rather downtrodden Lucius.
I'm just flicking him in the ear. Like
I mean,
every so often. And I'll do it a couple of times, and then I'll wait till he thinks I've stopped, and then I'll do it again.
It's fixed to a point.
It's not fixed.
I mean, it's not broken anymore.
I vouched for you.
I fixed it. It's not what they have wanted, but it's better than it was. Sort of. Kind of.
I'm not even interrupting this magic. I'm just getting straight on the shit.
Okay.
Try find Holly and then Mad Eye.
Making it back, Den and Lucius are currently on watch. Star, you make it back, and you're heading over towards where Holly and Saddle are in the workshop. Actually, they're currently kind of standing outside, like looking up at the rigging, kind of wincing as they're surveying the damage.
Can I talk now? Just to ask you a question.
Alright. I flick him in the ear one more time.
God.
Alright.
Okay, so Windwalker is the captain. You have first mate, bosun. What is your title on the ship? Like, what is your job? Do you have one?
Yeah,
I'm like,
job?
You're
What?
pretty important, so
Yeah, I am.
I know, that's why I said it.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, most of us don't have titles, except for, captain, first mate. Holly is the quartermaster, which she just does the weapons. I mean, I don't really have a title per se, but I sort of make sure everyone doesn't die. I'm actually pretty good at medicine, and I mean, not just magic healing, just healing and patching people up and sewing people back together and things, so I guess I'm the medic?
Okay. It's just a lot of people on the ship have titles. I just wanted to know what yours was, since I've never really asked.
I guess it's medic.
Medic.
Or healer. It's not really. Healer feels weird.
Well, I'm going to call you Dan, but if
Well,
you had
that's
like,
fine.
if you had like a title, but
I mean,
not to say that medic is not a title. I'm really bad today for some reason. I don't understand why.
it's because you've been flicked in the ear for the last half hour.
Half hour.
No, I mean, I don't have a title on the ship.
Okay.
I guess I never really told you guys the story of how I came to be part of the
How did you become part of this?
crew.
Like, I know you said you ran away from home, but like, how
Well,
did you...
technically, no, yeah, I did run away. That's right. I was already on land when I left, so yeah, I ran. I was gonna make a swimming joke, but
I was going there too, but
I ran.
I-
It was actual
I-
walking
oh, okay.
on land. Yeah. Irony is a word that I have heard people say before.
I mean, if you were like in the water, you probably would have gone quicker, which is why
That's
like
true.
Which is why everyone could know where you were, because you walked, you didn't swim.
Alright, yeah, sure. Okay. You lost me. So yeah,
That seems to happen a lot.
I wasn't always... I know you're being mean. I wasn't always a pirate.
That's actually a
Contrary
surprise.
to belief, once I was a regular child, doing regular Triton things. Totally normal. Nothing weird or important happening there. Yeah, I won't talk about that part, but I ran away. It was kind of shitty, but so was my dad, so there you go. But I travelled around for a while. I was almost a slave once. I told Lil that story. Was almost a slave once. That's how I got the brand on my leg. Bounced around on a lot of ships for a while. Made it to here, Port Onryx. Sort of accidentally. I lived here for a few years. I built the shrine to Seraphine in the bed of the gods, with help from the priest of Ilarius, because they're sort of connected and all that. And one day, a small ship with a small crew, sailed into port very fast, like the wind, and everyone knew about it because apparently it was some big important ship with a big important person on it, and some of the other ships in the harbour that also had big important people on them, I guess, had to leave. And I didn't know really all about the pirates and everything, but ship sailed in, and some pirates and their captain cut a path through Port Onryx straight to the bed of the gods. And I was there doing priest things, you know, praying and talking with reverie and healing people and stuff like that. And this group of pirates comes in yelling and all that stuff and carrying somebody. And basically I was really the only one there, and they were pointed in my direction, came barreling towards my shrine, and dumped who I now know to be a very bloody and dying Windwalker at my feet, and said, "You worship the sea god, fix it." And I did. And I saved a life. And now I'm part of the crew.
So can there only be one captain in port at a time?
Well, there are 6. Yes, that's why they call it Tribunal of 6 pirate captains. And out on the sea, out in the water, it's open season. They don't have any loyalty to each other. In fact, most of them hate each other, and they compete. I mean, not all of them are like terrible. I mean, everyone hates Captain Black because he's creepy and 700 years old and nobody knows anything about him, but here it's neutral ground. And the easiest way to keep pirates who hate each other from killing each other is to make sure they're not in the same place. So if Windwalker's here, Sinbad and Black and all the others leave. They're here, we leave. Except every once in a while, when something big happens and they all need to get together and talk it out, but that hasn't happened in a really long time.
It's good to know.
It's a pretty good story, though. You know, save
It
the
is.
captain's life, you get to be the captain's favorite.
Well, yeah, you save people. They appreciate it. My great grandmother did that as well. But
What,
was
was
a
a
little
pirate
different.
or saved people?
saved someone very important.
I saved a lot of people in my time, you know.
I'd like to think that I have. I probably killed more though because of a lot of things, but I try not to think about it in the grand scheme of things.
I think about the
Yay.
ones I lost every day. I show him the tattoo on the back of my hand. It's just 9 hash marks.
Mhm.
Crewmates are lost.
I don't even want to try to count the people that we've lost. I'm at war though, so that's kind of different, I guess. You expect to lose people.
War never changes.
No. No, it doesn't. Unfortunately. I've been at war for most of my life. Which, when I stop to think about it, which I try not to do, it's a little funny. I don't know.
You know, I had a thought.
He kind of looks up into the sky, just as almost like a surprise. Doesn't say anything, but when she's like, I have a thought. He kind of like steps back just a little bit. And this thought would be,
Well, I don't know. You were there, and Star was there, and I guess Freeman was there. We went to the bed of the gods, and I talked to Reverie.
interesting person.
They both are.
Both.
Never mind. But she said some stuff about her dreams and a ghost moving across the water.
You think this is what she was talking about?
I mean, she's never been wrong before.
How close does she usually come? Or her dreams, at least.
She's good. She's... It's not tricks with her. It's real.
Well, there's a ghost, quote, quote, that's sailing the waters. If she's never wrong, and if it's not tricks, then it's kind of interesting. The same moment we get here, this happens. I'm not religious in any way. You know, I know there are gods there. I've seen the power, or the people use the power that they attribute to their deities. So this may not work. I don't know how it works. Again, I'm not religious in any way, but can you talk to yours? See if you can get anything? I don't know if your god is like that. I know Lilibeth is, but I'm not really sure about Seraphine? I hope I say that right.
Seraphine, yeah. I mean, I could try. She doesn't really...
She's not the talking type.
Yeah, I mean...
I can see why you follow her.
Yeah. She's all, you know, nature's wrath and protect the weak and dash yourself against the rocks of injustice or something. I don't know. I haven't really read the book. Well, it's not really a book, but it was a joke.
So how did you become of this deity?
A cleric.
Yeah, that. I didn't want to say priest, priestess,
Yeah,
cleric.
priest is weird. Don't really do priestly things. I don't know. I mean, I sort of stumbled upon while I was traveling with my dad and my sister for stuff, and every now and then we travel to the surface. And we were in Karat in Balavar one day, and we were exploring around, me and my sister, and we just sort of happened on the temple, and that's really it. It's not exciting, or, lightning didn't strike me one day and I had a revelation. It just, the gods at home never felt right, and I sort of found one that did.
In a lot of ways, I see those who follow deities as... I'm trying to think of a word that is less horrible than weak, but weak a little bit, because in a lot of ways, seeing what has happened over the past 100 years or so, how could you follow such a being that has all the power to change all of this and then doesn't? But at the same time, getting to know you, it's kind of softened that a little bit.
That's the first time I've ever softened anything for anybody.
Never mind.
Do you know what I believe?
No, then I don't.
Do you know anything about my god other than
What you've told me?
lightning and
Lightning, complete utter destruction with healing that hurts.
Healing is not an easy process.
No, you're really... I destroy people from the inside out. I kind of get that. As you can tell, I'm not good at construction. I'm good at destruction.
People would say the same about me. No, Seraphine is... I mean, she's under Alarius, who's goddess of war and destruction and all of that stuff, but... it's less... kill everything. And more... keep things in order. So the natural order is very important to us, and that's why generally ghosts and zombies and undead and vampires and all that stuff, we're sort of like, no, let's not have that. That's not right. But it's more than that. It's respect for nature, and it's, I don't know, sort of using the strength that we have, that we find in nature, that we find in the storm, right, to protect those who don't have it. A shield for the faithful and lawful. Whatever that means.
Isn't that tattooed on you somewhere?
Sort of.
Isn't that like part of the tenets of the script?
That's my shield arm. I have tattooed in Aquan on my shield arm. Protect and shield.
You do a good job. That's kind of why I hide behind you during battle.
You should.
I do, all the time. But no, I that resonates with me more than anything. You know, being part of Oasis, that's what we're trying to do. That's what we've been trying to do. Doesn't seem to be working all that well, but I can't not do it. My country is run by a tyrant. A tyrant who is doing something that he believes must be done, who believes he is right, followed by people who also believe that. Somewhat, you know. Getting to know the prince more, it's interesting. But watching them do the things that they have done and continue to do in the name of what they believe is correct has hurt a lot of people, a lot of innocent people, people that, as a leader, you should do everything to protect. So I get the shield of faith line. I think I'm probably going to like your deity more than anyone else.
I have some things you can read. You like reading?
I've got nothing else better to do, yeah. How am I going to know something or, you know, talk about something on the opposite side if I don't know what the other side is trying to say? Of course I'll read it. You're muted.
I have another thought.
That's 2 in like 5 minutes.
I know. So when I said all that shit that I said earlier about, oh, he's just a creepy asshole and walking on water and all that stuff, when I said I can walk on water too, it's not that big of a deal, that was true.
Mm-hmm.
So thoughts are hard. But, I mean, it's a real spell that I can do.
I believe it.
If we don't want to sail a ship up next to the scary ship,
Mm-hmm.
but we want to take out the people on it,
Mm-hmm.
I can get us over there.
I mean, it's probably going to be easier that way.
If
we can fix
you and the group and a couple other people, and we could just walk right over.
Hopefully they don't have anything to stop that from happening. And if what Star said is correct, if he saw someone throw something at him and it went right through, I mean, I can do that. That's not as you said, it's nothing new, but it is good to know, and it is good to understand how that happened.
So what if we get people on shore to create a distraction, and we take a small group of us, and we walk right over and take them out?
It could work. How many ships do you think are still here?
I don't know.
I mean, the bigger the distraction, the better it's going to be for us. That's how I've been fighting a war for the longest time. You can't fight something with that strength head on, they'll destroy you. You have to go behind.
You think a bunch of pirates on shore can't make a lot of noise?
Oh, if they're anything like you, then when they could make a lot of noise.
What did you just call me?
What?
What did you just call me?
I got you then. That is your name. Unless I've been calling you by the wrong name for the entire 6 months we've known each other.
Did you just say my whole first name?
Did I just say your whole first name?
Never mind. We should make a plan, because I'm not just sitting here for a fortnight waiting on creepy man to come back.
Well, I think we need to figure out how to fix the ship, which I had nothing to do with, and see what kind of distraction we could make. I'm pretty sure we can create quite a big one with everyone here. You can get us across the water. Maybe Star can make sure that we're not seen. I could maybe help with that. We have to think of something. We have to get everyone together, though.
Let's do it. Get the
Alright.
team together.
All right. Break.
Muted. So Star, during that conversation, you make your way onto the ship and over towards. Are you heading over to Holly's and Holly and Sadell first?
Yeah, go see them first.
Okay. You just hear them kind of stand there, and Sadell's just like, I don't know. That's pretty bad. I don't know why he thought he could fix it, but hey there, Star.
Hey, so you don't think you'll be able to sort this out soon?
No, I don't have the skills for this. And he looks for Holly, and she says, I have no idea. Fuck me if I know how to do anything about this. That they're gonna have to. We have some good shipwrights here. They'll take care of it. Wow. I don't even know how he did that. Can I help you? Do you need anything?
First up, Holly. Your sister is fine.
Of course she is. All right, and
Secondly, when I have a minute or 3 or more, I have a list of notes on how Freeman fights for you.
good. Thank you so much. I had honestly forgotten. Yes, please. Anything you have, it help out immensely. She holds out her hands. See if you have anything for her physically.
Would it be possible to say, like, when he was slightly battle damaged when walking out, I just subtly picked a few bits up off the floor?
Sure.
I will hand her bits of Freeman.
like some screws and some pieces of metal and stuff. She just holds it. She says, I don't even know what to say. Thank you. And she gives you a big hug. And she immediately lets go and starts walking back to her workshop, muttering to herself. Saddle just stands there awkwardly for a bit, says, I'm going to go see what she's doing with that, because it can't be good. And follows behind.
Before you go, do you know where Lil and Mad Eye are?
I'm not sure. They might be below deck. I know Mad Eye was pretty shooken up about what happened, but
I need to talk to Mad Eye about what happens. I think she has more answers, and I think Lil may be a bit of a kinder face to do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, let's go find them. We'll meet below deck. So, as Den and Lucius, the two of you break, and you see Star and Saddle standing there, and the two of you can gather up Lil and go and find Mad Eye, who's currently sitting in the galley drinking, as she has been since all this happened. She looks up as you come in. She goes, oh shit, okay. Listen, I have to say I'm sorry for all of this, for getting all of you roped up in this nonsense. I can't believe this is happening. I know you probably want to kill me, but I'd like to finish my drink first.
Us getting roped up in nonsense is fine. I almost got all my friends killed by a bunch of fairies who are living in another world who have been slowly kidnapping people of my kind for generations. We're used to nonsense.
She starts to say something, and then just has another drink.
Madai, if you know anything about these people or anyone else on this island who they may be looking for, you need to speak up now.
The only other people that they'd be looking for are the other people that were on my ship that were under my command at the time. I told you about them before. My husband, or ex-husband, and the only other crew member that's still alive, Kala. Do you think they might go after them?
At the minute, definitely. If they're after revenge, if they've done this, they're doing it whole hog, and they need to be stopped as soon as we can. Or we need to find everyone else so we can help protect them as well. If you think they may be anywhere in the port, you need to say so.
No, they're not here. The Eckarth is up at Dead Men's Post. That's where he's been stationed for a while. He's been making his living there as the harbor master. And Kala, well, last I heard, she wandered out into the forest up north in the peninsula. Well, no one's seen her since. She's got to be alive. She's tough. But if she's alone out there, this is my fault. They were following my commands. I put everyone in this situation. The two that died, the ones that were up there in the tavern that it turned something. This is my
Cavern?
fault. The tavern.
I misheard
The
you.
two with the teeth, the Walda.
Yeah.
And I think the other one's name was Thomas. They all died because of me. Everyone here, and she looks out towards the port where they're gathering bodies and putting out fire. She says, if they really came back for revenge, it's because of me. I don't know. Maybe if I was dead, this would all go away.
Now, that definitely isn't the way to think. If you were dead, how would you be able to help make this right? How would you be able to defend your new home? Whoever these are, they're not in the good. I said to my friends earlier, justice doesn't send a warning, lesser to make a threat. If they're after vengeance, they're going to try, but we'll give it back 10 times worse.
Doesn't matter what happens to me at this point. We have to make sure that Kala and Eckarth are okay.
Me and my friends can journey into the peninsula, maybe to Dead Man's Post, hopefully before they'll get back. Find out if they're okay and be able to formulate a better defense. We have a fortnight to do this. I don't know if we'll manage it. If need be, I can move faster than everyone else anyway.
She looks around to all the rest of you too and says, "Are you really willing to do this?"
why not? We have a fortnight. It's a lot of time.
I don't know about you. I'm not just gonna let some dead asshole show up to my home and fuck it up. Screw him. Screw his creepy ship. Screw his vengeance. You don't show up and murder people in a town because you feel bad.
Yes.
From what I can tell, it's not a righteous vengeance. Somebody's just bored. And if they're bored, let's give them a fight.
They made it our fight when they showed up here and started shooting at our people. And if you want to sit around down here on the ship and drink and feel sorry for yourself, Mad Eye, that's fine. You do what you're gonna do. But this is my family. Everyone here is our family. And we're supposed to protect them. And they're not safe until we take whoever this rich dead asshole is and sink his ship a second time.
And to make sure he's actually dead.
Let's set it on fire for good measure. Let it sink after it's on fire.
That's why we
Set-
keep Lil around.
Set him on fire. I mean,
All the fire.
you teach a man to build a fire, he'll be warm for a night. But you set a man on fire, he'll be warm for the rest of his life.
I'm sure anyone who talks about fire this much must be a seriously worrying individual. Anyway,
She shakes her, she says, You're right. You're right. Have to do something. Even if I die, they're still gonna go after Kala and Eckert, and can't do that. So, alright. I'll get things ready here. I do have some amount of respect in this town. Still. We'll get things situated. Get some defenses. I don't know if any ships will be able to make it back to port before this happens, but we'll see.
the crux of the damage they can do is in their ship. If we can maybe get some small rowboats out there armed with things that are likely to explode and do a lot of damage to it, it may stop them slightly.
Maybe.
Just as a point of interest, since me and Lucius were talking about this earlier, I can get 10 people to that ship without boats.
You know I can't swim.
You'll walk on the water, just like they did.
You really know how to steal someone's thunder, don't you?
Well,
I can make people walk on water, you don't have to swim, it's fine.
okay.
Yeah, what she said.
If that's enough, then if we can create a distraction in the port, I can get us and maybe a couple of other people who want to go onto the ship. And we take it down from the inside. Not my usual style, but they have cannons.
Then I will teach you about a whole other style of warfare you never saw before.
That sounds like reading is going to be involved.
I will sneak you in, get you right in the middle of a lot of people, and you hit them all very hard till they fall over.
I like it.
Yeah, I want to make a comment about guerrilla warfare, but I've never seen a gorilla in this fucking country.
We're not in that country anymore.
Well, in your country then.
So now you're never gonna see one.
You saw one, but it was dead.
It
Was
was
that
dead.
not good enough?
No, I want to see one alive. It just means I have to go back.
If we do ever go back, I promise we will hunt one down, find it, and it can tell you limb from limb screaming as you go, oh my god, they exist.
Right,
That's
so
all I
just
ask.
a reminder, there are dead pirates firing cannons at my city right now.
Well,
Oh,
not
you guys
right
talk
now.
about gorillas. I had another thought.
It's 4 in like 20 minutes.
It's like 3.
Don't
Team.
sell yourself short.
So we have.
Did you say that because she's short?
Shut the fuck up.
I'm pretty sure. We have the things, you know, that you stick it somewhere and then you can.
I was going to say, you want to put one of the sticks around Port Onryx?
Is that okay with everyone?
Well, I was thinking, would the ship be better? Would the Storm's Eye be better? We can always get to them wherever they are.
Well, as much as I believe in my crew, my ship, and my captain, a ship can sink.
Oh, yeah.
If we put it in the ship and we can't move the rod at all after we put it in, remember?
The Magiscope. Just remembered what we were calling it.
I still prefer teleporting stick.
We could put one in. Well, we could put one at my shrine, in the bed of the gods. It's a safe spot.
We have an easy way back after we've made our rounds of where we need to go.
And we know we'd be coming back somewhere safe and
People would know us.
yeah. It's just a thought. But this is a good, I mean, if we can protect it from scary dead pirate man, it's a good home base to have.
I'm good with that.
I've got no problem with it, and to be honest, having a second one pretty much the other side of everything from Growldar may help us get around in future.
I mean, it's a good idea. It can't hurt anyway.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. I'll do it. I'm gonna take one of them and go back into the city.
Okay. You head back out now, reaching just past the middle of the night. You actually no, the sun's probably about to rise at this point. It's very very early morning. You make your way down towards the shrine, following that walkway, the cliffside that winds around towards the alcove. Now the lower tides, there being sort of a steep drop off there. You make your way in. You see the shrines gathered around the reservoir that leads up to the pool, now empty. The pool itself a little bit lower, but still holding a lot of the plunder there. There's a few priests kind of gathered around, tending to the shrine. Not very many people in there. Reverie is currently not at the pool. The priests see you entering, and they give you a nod of recognition.
Go over towards my shrine. I'm just talking to myself because I'm just feeling a lot of pressure right now. Just in general, just like, oh, this is a big deal. It's alright, then. This is fine. You can do this. As I walk over to my shrine, and I want to do, first of all, when I get there, I guess in whatever water is kind of around where my shrine is, I want to do a ceremony spell. It's a spell that I've never used. But I want to do... It's really technically for a vial, but you know how Den is. I want to do a bless water ritual.
Okay.
And bless the water around my shrine.
You can do that. So you stand over the pool of water in the center of the room and say your prayers. And as you do, there's that sort of sparking of energy around you. It sort of sparks through the water as well, fingering out towards the edges and then dissipating for a bit. The water itself glows slightly and then returns to its normal color.
I just say, I guess this is really home now. And I will, next to the shrine, drive the stake into the ground.
Okay. You take the stake, and again, this long rod pointed at the end with the engravings on the side. Take it, look down. You drive into the ground just in front of the shrine. As you do, it sinks into the stone, and then sort of you let go of it, and then it slowly continues to sink down into the stone, deeper and deeper until it's flush with the ground. And then you watch as the metal sort of expands and traces out glyphs across the ground in a circle, emanating out from a central point. These runeworks and spiraling patterns that trace in about like a 10-foot radius directly in front of the shrine. As it finishes and it traces out a perfect circle, the whole thing flashes for a moment. And as you look down, you can see that the metal itself seems to have disappeared. Instead, there's just this engraving across the ground into the stonework.
Cool.
Who has the crystal?
Saddle.
Okay. Sadel kind of reaches down towards one of the pouches, and all of you guys who are still at the ship, you see the crystal itself pulses for a moment, and then returns to its inert state.
Go back.
Okay. And go back to the ship. As you return, everybody's sort of... You all definitely are starting to feel the exhaustion of the day's events wear on you as the sun is beginning to rise.
So, sleep and head off as soon as we wake up? Or do we leave, travel for the day, and just pass out for the night?
I'd rather rest some more. I'm still kind of feeling a little green.
Yeah, we should sleep.
Yeah. I agree.
Ava says, I can make rooms for you at the inn.
I don't want to stay on the ship.
Just come on.
A true bed would probably be amazing right now.
Dan, no offense. It's just, the ship and I really aren't getting along right now.
Oh, none taken.
Okay. It was really nice that the quarters they gave us, I may have thrown up on them a little bit.
That's okay. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, me and water. Doesn't seem to be going so well.
But you tried. That's what is important.
Just wait till we go to the Triton City.
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about that.
As you all make your way above deck, you see that Captain Windwalker is standing on the deck now, just sort of staring up at the masts and the rigging. She sees you all come up from below deck and looks towards you, Dan, and says, "So, what's the plan? What are you? And you seem like you're heading somewhere."
Well, we're gonna sleep first, because wow, what a day. And tomorrow we're gonna head off and try to find these other two people. That captain, whoever ghost ship seems to want.
Okay. And as far as all of this, you're set on protecting this place.
Why wouldn't I be?
Just making sure.
Without this place, you'd be dead right now. Captain.
True enough. The Fury Pirates aren't really much for open combat, and I don't know if we'll be able to aid much in defending the port, but I guess I have to pay someone back for doing this to my ship, so hopefully we can get it prepared in time, especially now with the recent modifications that have been made.
We'll make a plan when we get back.
All right. I'll hurry back soon then. We only have 12 days-ish. Do you need anything from us?
I don't know. Fix the ship.
We can do that. Hopefully. I'll get the right stuff on it, so.
They're good.
All right. Well, get out of my sight before I have this one thrown overboard, as she gestures towards Lucius.
I go into the workshop and grab Sadell.
What's going on? You see him Sadell clearly hasn't slept either. He's still standing looking at the diagrams as you see Holly currently just enraptured over the pieces and trying to look inspecting them under a magnifying lens.
We are going further up into the peninsula and then to an area called Dead Man's Post to find a couple of other people these ghost, vampire, zombie, revenant pirates are looking for.
Wait, what? Are you sure I can't just stay here?
You're very good at shooting things and making us not die, so...
All right. Fine. He looks over towards Holly and says, I guess you have to take care of the rest of this then. And she says, but fine. Just leave your notes.
Well, while I'm in there, I actually write down the notes on Freeman and leave them on her desk.
Okay. All right. This will help. See how much I can get done. Good luck out there, Saddle. And wait, is Den going too?
She is.
Figure she wouldn't say goodbye.
You can come yell at her if you want. We'd all love to see it.
No, I have work to do, and that's what I'm going to do. I still have the rest of the night.
It's getting light outside.
Oh, it is. Well, new day to work on it then. She goes back to her desk.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Come on, Dater. And you see the mechanical creature in the corner kind of rear out and then begin following after Sado, who comes out covered in like charcoal smudges on his face and looks like he hasn't slept in a few days.
To the inn or tavern or whatever.
Yeah, because he kind of, as they're walking, kind of looks back. That took a lot out of me. I need to sleep.
I get about halfway down the gangplank. And I stop. You know what? I think maybe I'd like to stay on the ship. I'll catch up.
All right.
Fair enough. Have fun.
The rest of you being making your way up the rings and ramps up towards Mad Eyes. Den.
I go back on the boat and I go down into the workshop.
Okay. Holly's certainly currently still working over the bits and pieces she's got scattered around.
Knock, knock, knock.
I'm busy.
Holly.
She says, "Oh, Den, that's you. Okay, come in."
What you working on?
Just the well, I don't really remember. There's so many things. Lots of stuff.
That's good. Staying busy.
Here you and your friends are heading out again?
Yeah. We're gonna go somewhere into the jungle and find some people who the scary pirate man wants to kill.
Cool. That sounds like fun. Sounds like something you'd enjoy. I guess I'll just be here working on the ship then, helping to fix what your friend did. Man, he really fucked things up out there.
I know. It's so bad. I stand there awkwardly in silence for a really long time. Like staring at the floor.
You kind of sigh. She puts down her tools and she looks back towards you and she says, "What's going on?"
Alright. Here's the thing. I don't really like to talk about feelings. But I have a lot of feelings right now, and I don't know what to do with them. Stuff is weird right now. And I don't really know who else to talk to.
Well,
I mean, I know we don't really do feelings.
Yeah. Listen, Den, you can talk to me about it. It's fine.
A lot of weird stuff has happened in the past few months.
I'd say so. You left for left for what was essentially a boat ride and came back with a cat with a robot hand and a tiefling. I won't go too much. He's a little creepy, and clearly not as smart as I gave him credit for. And Sadow's cool. He can stay, but yeah, you sort of not what I expected.
I came back with a lot. I take the flail out and just kind of set it on one of the tables where maybe there might be room to set it. Down, move some stuff
there's a little bit of space. And she said, and that's a little creepy too.
It's creepy. Do you know a lot about magic weapons and stuff?
A little bit. Only what the crew picks up here and there. I'm not an expert, I think.
I've got this one off a knoll warlord named Gorefang, which is creepy and kind of cool.
That is a pretty cool name.
Yeah. So bad things were happening. They were attacking the city and all that stuff, and gnolls are bad. I don't know if you know a lot about them, but there's demons involved and just general bad stuff. So we fought him, and I smashed his head in and took that because it's cool.
Fair enough.
And I like hitting things.
Okay.
And Sadel knows a lot about this stuff, and he said, it was magic. And I was like, yeah, it's magic. It's going to help me hit things. But with magic, I don't know how this works. I sound ridiculous right now, but
Only a little.
I think there's something wrong with it.
Is it broken?
No, I mean, it works.
Oh.
It works
Well,
great.
what's wrong with it?
Sadel said it was like a curse, but I don't know, I mean, it's good, like, it's great, I feel great when I use it.
Okay. Then what's the problem?
I feel like maybe I feel a little too good about fighting things now.
That sounds basically how you've always been.
Yeah, okay, so but it's different. It's less like I really like hitting things and more like I really need to hit things, or I'm gonna start hitting things I shouldn't hit.
Well, then just don't hit things you shouldn't hit. Hit more things you should hit.
You make everything sound really easy.
She kind of walks up to you and grabs your hand. She says, "Den, you're thinking too much.
Head
Nothing
hurts.
good. Nothing good ever comes out of that. Stop thinking so much. Just keep hitting things. You're good at it. Keep doing that. Your friends will keep you going the right way."
I'm sorry I left for so long.
Well, just don't do it again.
I really missed you. I'm not just saying that so everyone else thinks I'm cool or whatever. More than I thought I would.
I'm pretty easy to miss.
because you're so small.
That was clever. Not used to you being clever.
I have clever friends now that are teaching me.
Don't know if I like you clever. I might get bored of you if you get clever too. Only one of us can be clever. She kind of punches you in the shoulder a bit. You don't move at all, but she says, "No, I'm just kidding. But your friends seem good. That damn cat, it's stuck in here somewhere. I don't know where it went.
I told you to get rid of it.
I know. It'll come out at some point.
It's mean.
Yeah. Well, where are you and your friends going now? Where'd they get off to?
Well, they went to the inn to sleep because
Captain Felsen?
I think they went with Mad Eye.
Oh, to the tavern. Okay.
Yeah.
And why aren't you with them?
Well, the ocean doesn't agree with all my friends, but
Wait. She's letting you stay at her inn.
yeah.
For free?
I guess.
And why are we here?
Do you want to go to the inn?
Yeah. She charges like $50 gold a night to stay there?
I don't know. I don't ever stay there. I just always stayed on the ship.
Yeah, I mean, you got me, but I mean, if we can go up there, some nice rooms.
Holly.
Yeah.
I do this very fancy, formal, a thing that I like a nobleman would definitely do, like bow and hold on my hand. Super fancy. Would you like to accompany me to the tavern?
She kind of straightens up a bit, brushes some grease off her face, and blows the hair out of her eye. I would love to.
Okay, I stopped doing that immediately.
Yeah, that was weird.
I thought
Yeah,
that
let's
was
go.
funny. All right, let's go. I grabbed the flail off the table.
Okay. Grab the flail, feel it in your hand again, that sort of rush of energy. Tuck it back into your belt. And the two of you head up to Ava's alehouse. You're all given drinks and food, and a place to stay for the evening, which, to be fair, it's not really an inn. It's pay by the hour. Very nice silk and satin sheets. Some of the fanciest and nicest bedding and rooms that any of you might have stayed in.
Sean,
Yeah.
are you trying to say in a roundabout way this might be the fanciest brothel we've ever been in?
Well, it might be the only brothel some of you have ever been in, but it
To
might be
be
the
fair,
fanciest hotel room that
I
most
did
of you...
literally say that last week.
Yeah.
You did.
No, it's-
There's a brothel.
No, it's a brothel. No, I'm sorry. I need to restate that. It's a brothel, and people don't typically get to sleep in there during the night, and it's really nice.
The beds are well sprung for a different reason.
But yes,
Lil has no idea. She just thinks it's the
No.
coolest hotel ever.
fanciest hotel you've ever stayed in.
Lil has no idea.
Why in the world is there a heart-shaped bathtub here?
But it's closed down. The men and women that work there are currently not there right now, and the whole tavern is currently closed. The ale house is currently closed because of the events of the day before. But you're all given drinks and food and a place to sleep for the evening, and before heading out the next day for the next leg of your journey. And that's where we'll go ahead and call our session here for today. thank you, everybody, for coming out and watching. Let's see. I apologize for our cat. I know.
Why
He is-
did you bring a
going
cat
on
on
with him?
board, guys? Like, who thought it would be a good idea to take a cat onto a ship? I'm just saying.
Jinx, eh? Get off the ship. But yeah, no, we'll pick this up here, same time, same place next week. Hopefully, we'll have everyone next week. Who's not going to be here?
It's on the calendar.
I know it is. I just haven't looked at it for this next week yet. Got ahead of myself. Damn you, Kyle.
I'll be in Decon. I'm sorry.
I
I'll be
know.
at Dragon Con.
Well, we won't miss you. You can go.
Especially now that, the ship is all AFU'd.
Yeah.
Lucius has to stay behind for the extra few days to help fix the shit.
That's
Yeah.
it.
But
We'll get back and it's just like a cube.
It's a car. It just sinks straight to the bottom. But yeah, thank you everybody for sticking around. And thank you again, everyone that helped out and planned and did the birthday stuff. I really do love it. I think I already changed my my Twitter icon for the art, and thank you again, Savannah, for putting that all together. Lucky guy. So I guess, Savannah, you want to do our ending thank yous and announcements while I strangle
Jax
a
wants
cat?
to do it.
Yeah.
Let him do the announcements.
I just love how we now know what the currency of Port Onryx is now.
50 gold.
But gold.
Okay, Jax,
Gold.
do our announcements since you want to talk so much. Aw, put him down.
Yeah, he'll be okay. We'll accept it in a minute.
So, real announcements. If you like what we're doing here and you want to be a part of it, you can now subscribe to Upik Gaming on Twitch, as a couple of our wonderful friends out there already have. I can see in the chat. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We love you, and thank you for your support and for helping us continue to do what we do. So if you like what we're doing here on the Upik Gaming, you can subscribe here on Twitch. You can follow us here. You can cheer for us in the chat and all that fun stuff. You can also find all of our videos and other fun stuff, some of it cat related, some of it not, on our YouTube channel, so youtube.com/upikgaming. Follow us on Twitter, where we talk about what we're doing and to be updated on when we're going to be streaming, what we're going to be streaming, what fun new games we're going to be playing, that kind of thing. All of those links are at the bottom of our overlay that we have. Speaking of overlays, if you like our awesome overlays, Sarah made those for us. She's over there. Oh my gosh, pointing is so hard on cameras. She's over there. Her Twitter handle is above her face, so if you need an overlay for your stream, for your game, whatever it happens to be, here on Twitch or on YouTube or whatever it may be, contact her on Twitter. She would love to be a part of it and help you with that. Our art, I already talked a little bit about this at the beginning of the game, but for those of you that are here at the end, if you like our character art, which you saw in our tokens, and also down here below our faces, it's also on Twitter, somewhere, on the Survivor Complex Twitter. You can follow at Survivor Complex on Twitter to see the full art. But if you like our character art, our wonderful friend Julie made those for us, and she has just, as of this week, opened up commissions. So if you like it, you want a piece of Julie's art for yourself, let us know. We've all retweeted the tweet on Twitter, as has Survivor Complex Twitter. So get in touch with us or find that tweet and contact her. Her art is amazing. She's awesome. We love her. We love her work. And yeah, support our wonderful artist friend. If you like Sean's DM art that we have now, which I'm going to show again on the full thing. There it is. Look at that guy. So cool. Our wonderful friend Katarina made those for us. So you can follow her on Twitter as well, get some commissioned work from her. She's amazing. She was wonderful to work with on this, and we love her so much. She also made the character art for Valendor. So if you like that kind of thing, hit up our artists, get some art from them, support artists and streams in general and things like that. What else did we do today? Maps. We had maps today. All of our maps Sean makes for us on Incarnate. So, if you need some cool maps, if you like making your own maps, if you want to do that kind of thing online, check out Incarnate. It's really cool software. You get lots of cool stuff out of it. We love them. We have so many maps now that were made with that software. So use it. It's great. It's cool. If you like our music, you get all of our music royalty-free from Incomptech. So if you need some cool music for your D&D game or for your stream or for whatever it is you're doing, check out Incomptech. It's awesome. There's tons of stuff. Literal tons. If you can measure music in tons, there are tons of it on Incomptech. It's great. It's cool. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Valendor?
There is no Valendor this week, but there will be hopefully Valendor next week because they play every other week. So you can follow us on Twitter and know when all those great things are happening. If you were around for our first Wonderworld game where we tried out the Cypher system for the first time, we have another one of those awesome superhero games coming up on September 12th. That's a Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern, so mark your calendars. There's going to be more superheroes and more crime fighting and more us not having any idea what the rules are or what we're doing, and it's super fun. Check it out. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you missed the first episode, it's up on YouTube. It's really cool. We had a ton of fun playing this game. It was great. Other than that, yeah, follow, like, subscribe, do all of the things. And, yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for watching what we do, and thanks to our new subscribers for supporting us. And, we'll be back to do it again next week.
Yep. Going to set it better myself. And once again, happy birthday to Dylan and Alex as well.
And you.
And you.
And you.
And me.
Super stream birthday weekend.
Woo!
We will see everyone back here next Saturday. And until next time, good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night,
night,
Internet.
Internet.
Internet.